Good morning. Now, you know I normally start with a little story. I've got no little story today. It's been a bit chaotic here this morning. Somebody overslept, didn't they? Mentioning no names. And she did promise when she was on air with me next time we'd have brightly coloured hair. Oh, no. No. Anyway, good morning. Well, no, doesn't matter. We've got a fabulous day lined up. Would you like to have a look at today's menu? Here is today's menu. 8 o'clock, Quilt As You Go pet mats with Janis Hobbs. Excuse me. 9 o'clock now, Claire-Louise is here today. CL to her friends. You've been waiting for her. She's had an advert and everything. Her work is magnificent. PU jacket with Claire-Louise. 10 o'clock, we've got the dog vest with Janis. And I got told off for calling Janis an old bag. I promise I won't be calling her old dog today, I promise. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got the Drapey knit dress with Claire-Louise. So, actually, let me just bring this in. Because, so at 8 o'clock, we've got this good, look. Where am I showing it there? Look, I'm going to have this for Norman and Nelly afterwards. I'd like another fish one, please. Oh, she's doing another fish one, actually. I've also got it in a bone design as well. Got it in a bone design, so that's 8 o'clock. I've just seen how rough I look. I do apologise, Look at, Ali, look. Ali was really concerned because the other day when I was doing that show with Lucy, and Lucy was playing up being a diva, I threw my glasses down on the table. So she sent me this to look after my glasses. She's very worried about them. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? It's the PU jacket. I love that colour. Now, Claire-Louise CL is going to show us how to line it, how to do the sleeve and everything like that, but it is exquisite. OK, so that's 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Floor. Come here, don't go. This is Joseph, right? Say hello. Look straight down where the arrow is. No, don't look down there. Look up there. Up there. Up. No, up. Don't. Look. There you go. That is Hayley. You know Hayley, our boss. That's her, I want to say naughty little boy, but actually he's not a naughty little boy at all, are you? Where are you going today?
Laser Quest.
Lady Crest.
Laser
Quest. Oh, not Lady Crest. All right, bye. Oh, he's gorgeous. He's such a love. How, when you meet her and her husband, right, how they brought up such a gorgeous little kid, I don't know. Anyway, look, this is the dog coat. Now, this is the size for the Chihuahua, obviously. Not the Great Dane, obviously, because that's where their front legs go. There, you see. Imagine, I said in prep today, imagine putting your dog in Tula, and everyone went, if I had a dog, they'd wear Tula pink. Anyway, that's coming, and then the dress that we're doing in 11 o'clock is, she's actually wearing it. She's wearing it. It's a classic, she's wearing it. So we'd love you to get in touch. This is how you can do it. Oh, yes, we'll do that. Oh, it's gone, he's taken away. You know these 3 days, yesterday I had Tula's rotary cutter. Today, I've got the most, we've got a slide of it. Not yet, I've got the most amazing, it's, no, that looks like I'm pulling a pint, doesn't it? It's not pulling a pint. It's like a stay press. It's fantastic. Elna, I'll show you a picture afterwards. At 10 to 9, anyway, 10 to 9, don't miss that. We love you to get in touch. This is how you can do it. You can email. I'm very close, aren't I? You're very close today, Michael. No, as in the picture's bigger than it normally is, because you normally can just see. Anyway, go to the website, click on Watch the Show Live. Where's Floor? Floor. Watch the show live. And then, of course, what you need to do is just scroll down the page. Oh, no, you don't need to scroll, it's there. Message the studio. Just message the studio. I'll just roll the things off myself then, shall I? Message the studio. Write your message there, up to 140 characters. You can keep typing at your end, but our end, it cuts off. And then, you see where it says products from today's show? In a minute, all the things that I show you, the bundles, the tools, the kits, everything I show you today, they will appear there. You can click on them, pop them in your basket. Talk about popping them in your basket. You see where it says add to basket there? Normally, there's the last item we had is there. For some reason, it's not there today. But you can click on it, pop it in your basket. Now, you can check out as many times as you like. So if you know you definitely want something, make sure you check out straight away because, as you've seen, the last few days, we had major sellouts. You can check out as many times as you like during the day. One P&P of £2.95. Postage packaging within the 24 hours. Excuse me. If you want to send us an email with a picture or a longer message, then you can send that to studio@sewingquarter.com. Studio@sewingquarter.com. Excuse me. We also have a little competition going on at the moment. Oh, have you not got? Okay, don't worry. It's in. Basically, if you buy anything today until midnight, your name will go in the competition. Now, if you've already bought something yesterday or the day before, your names are in as well. And until midnight tonight, and now if you buy one thing, your name goes in once. If you buy 10 things, your name goes in 10 times. Tomorrow on the show, now, should we do it till 11 o'clock, Hannah, tomorrow? 11 o'clock tomorrow, we will announce the winner. And what you win is you win a voucher for afternoon tea for 2. So all you need to do is buy something between now and midnight. Sadly, it has to stop at midnight tonight. So if you're watching the repeat after midnight tonight, you won't be included in it because they have to put it through the computer or something like that after midnight when they consolidate the baskets and everything. So at midnight tonight, that person will be chosen. We will announce them at 11 o'clock live on the show tomorrow. Is that everything? It's ever so hot, isn't it, in here today? Right, let's quilt some pet mats. I'll show you the quilt you go first. So this is the fish one. Now, this is the one that Janis has made, and it's also, it's floor around, it's weighing around. It's also the one that Janis is going to demonstrate on the show. It's cute, it's quilt as you go. Quilt as you go. And this is it, here you go. Janis has made this one already at home. And then, of course, we've also got this one, which is the dog bone, which we're not, I'll show you it made up. We're not making it today, but it's available. Excuse me. There it is. Thank you. Also, Wayne, that mannequin needs to go in that space over there now, please. Look. Now, we haven't got these fabrics. This is one they made last time. But just to show you what the dog bone mat looks like. 10.99. So Janis will show you this, or everything that comes inside. Oh, there it is in another colourway. There's the fish in another colourway. But obviously we haven't got those colourways. But I've got the most gorgeous colourways available today. So this one first, here we go, is this one. What you get is you get 2.5 metres of fabric, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half a metre of each of those. Also, this is called Kitty Peach. Now, you're going to have some left over, because if you think some of them, you're only cutting out 2 strips out of some of them. So you're going to have a lot left over. £20.49. You get half a metre of the kitties on coral. These are all okay. You get the spot on in teal. You get the lovely blue aqua. You get the latte biscuit ecru. And you also get the pale salmon. It threw me a little bit because Hannah went salmon, like in French. That's salmon. I don't think it's even called salmon in French, is it? But anyway, so that's that one. That's that one. Oh, she has got feelings, you know. She has got feelings, yes. Yes, too many. Right, next. Right now, Luna. Luna. And imagine, poor old Luna had her dog food on the squirrels. Oh, it's upside down. I'm going to do it that way. Squirrels. So you get half a metre of squirrel, half a metre of the gorgeous forest green, half a metre of the acorns, half a metre of the spot on, half a metre of the pumpkin linear print there. So that's Macawa and Dashwood mix there. It's nice, that one, isn't it? £25. The thing is, you could look at that bundle and go, I haven't got a pet. But you know what? That makes a lovely bundle for something else, doesn't it? If you think 2.5 metres of fabric. Lovely, we love that acorn fabric. And also, I suppose that's, you know, coming to the end of its reign here at Certain Quarter. He said Roxico, though. Where am I? At Certain Quarter, this channel that you are watching this morning. Next. Oh, it's very hot. This is nice. This is like a... Oh, this is nice. This is almost... Well, no, I can't say it's almost too good for your cat, because Norman and Ellie have whatever they want. But... look at the blend of these fabrics. So you get that gorgeous, beautiful, but look at this. Oh, bouquet. Katie Jane, that one, isn't it? Anyway, look. Are they Beth Studley? I was going to say it's confusing me because that's Beth Studley and that's Katie Jane, isn't it? Yeah, I was a bit confused because then Hannah started shouting out another designer's name and I'm like, yes, we like, the designer she shouted out is Barry J and we like Barry J's bathroom, we've decided. Anyway, we've got the Heron linear print. We've got the lovely is that Tea Rose? or vintage pink. And then you've got the lovely lichen in the linear print there. So £24.99. That's a gorgeous bundle, that one. Okay, so I've done that one. All the same amount. I've got two more. Okay, move on. Right, this one's good for your dogs. Because you've got the little skipping dogs in the tulips. Well, they're not tulips, really. The rain, dog dancing in the rain, half a metre. Half a metre of the purple. Half a metre of the orchid. Half a metre of the fuchsia. Is it fuchsia or is it? No. It's what, sorry? Deep orchid and deep purple, yeah. And then that one there's vanilla or cream. Cream. Beautiful. You don't need to worry about the names, though, because you just get all of that there. That's a lovely bundle as well, isn't it, colour-wise? Oh, that was only $20.99. There's lots of threads there, incidentally. OK, and then last but not least, before we get on to meet up with Janis. So now this is Denise Schmidt. Today? I know you've got feelings, sorry. This is Geometric Medallions, I think it's called, isn't it? Then this is Geometric Plaid. Then you've got the Indigo Linear. You've got the linen in not linen. And then you've got, is that Christmas Red? That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that's a lovely bundle, £27.99. Right, do I need to take anything with me? Finished placemat, and I'll take the bone one as well. Do you know what? No, Norman and Nellie's bowls are on placemats. Hannah say, why do... Right, we have to do something before we start, Janis. Stand here. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Deep breath. In and out. In and out.
What are you doing, John?
There you go.
What are you doing, John?
Trying to make you relax.
Oh, I'm relaxed.
You are relaxed, are you?
This is me, trust me.
What?
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
really
I was watching the other day, Janis.
Yeah.
It was a day when you weren't on with me, obviously, because I was at home.
Yes.
And I was a bit worried about you because you looked a little bit stressed.
I weren't well.
Oh, I could
Weren't
tell.
well at
You see, I was at
all. I
home
wasn't
and I
well at
texted.
all.
I think did I text you, Hannah? I texted somebody said, "Oh, I'm worried about Janis. There's something
Yeah,
not quite right."
no, I was
and
absolutely-
you'd done all your prep and everything like that, so it wasn't like, "Oh, she's just got everything at the last minute."
Yeah.
And I couldn't put my finger on it.
No, what it was, I weren't well.
Oh, you don't need to go to. You don't need to tell
before
me.
I went on.
Yeah.
I thought my stomach was playing up.
Oh,
and
I don't need
everything,
to
and
know
I
that.
thought-
Thank you, Janis. That's what I was
So
about to
no,
say.
it was just one of them days, and it was the whole day as well. It was like just.
Oh.
I
Is it
don't know
morning?
what
Were you
was
coming out
wrong.
in morning sickness, empathy
Only,
with
if
Natasha?
only. But no, it was just a disaster. But there we go.
Right.
But
Anyway,
I'm
so as long as
fine
you're all
now.
right,
No,
because I
I'm fine
could tell
Yeah.
there was something not quite right.
No,
and I
it
didn't-
wasn't. I wasn't well at all.
Okay, well, you better
So,
stay on.
oh, yeah, I'm better
Right,
today.
fine. Apart from the fact you
Apart from being
overslept.
hot as well, me oversleeping
I
today.
can't tell you, we've had to switch it off. It's so hot in
It
here
is
today.
hot in here today.
That could be our menopause, though, kicking in, couldn't it? You have a meno and I have a mano. I was going to ask a question, something important. How easy was this?
Ever so.
Good. Should we get on with it then?
Great for beginners. So what you do in the pack.
Okay, so it's Quilted to Go. If you've never seen a Quilted to Go, it's what it says on the tin. You get this. Now, normally what it is with the Quilted to Go, you get 12 different blocks or you get the rug or something. It's all already printed on there with numbers, isn't it, Janis?
Yeah.
So it's like quilting, like painting by numbers, but with
That's
fabric,
it, painting
isn't it?
by numbers. If you love painting by numbers as a kid, which I did, you'll love this.
Exactly.
So, and the actual blue marks and the actual placement
Okay,
lines.
you only get obviously one in a pocket packet. So you either buy one fish or one bone. Okay.
And what I must stress with this one as well, you need to read the instructions because that is a fusible back.
Right.
So you actually fuse it straight onto the backing fabric. Whereas with the others, we had to use the adhesive
Yes, exactly,
to stick
exactly.
it down. But this one, you literally just put it straight on the fabric.
I'm just opening my iPad so you can send in your messages.
And all the measurements are actually on the actual...
Right, so inside, have you
go.
got the instructions there?
Yep.
So inside the packet, you get the instructions with all the different sizes that you have to cut out. Are you on Facebook Friends? hang on, that's not the right word to say. Facebook fan page for Sewing Quarter.
No, not yet.
Oh, you should be, because somebody made, you know, the bib you made last time. Someone's done the ones with the same as you, with the lorries and the blue and the yellow. Look lovely, yeah. So this is what you get all this, so you can cut. It tells you exactly what to cut out. Have you written on that one?
No, what I do, I've written on the actual fish, because what I actually do is I get the fabrics, and I plan the way I'm going to do it. So if you look there, you'll see my pencil markings.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see that I've done it a couple of times as well and haven't looked them out because I changed my mind.
Okay.
Because what I wanted to do the blue more so than the other fabrics, so that the other fabrics would stand out more. So I've used a lot of the plain, whereas a viewer would probably use the check a bit more, or the plaid a bit more.
This, you have to decide which one of the fabrics in the bundle you're going to use as the backing.
And also the binding.
And the binding.
Got to say for the binding, don't forget that as well.
Okay, so what Janis is saying, cut your backing out first, then cut your binding out, then what's left. But if you think right now, out of this medallion one, all you've cut are those two little pieces. So imagine how much that half metre you're going to have left. This one, you've cut the two plaid ones out there, but you've got your binding. This one here, you've just got those 5 little strips of the indigo, and then the red, Christmas red, you've got on the back. And
then
you've got
the cream.
Oh, I didn't even see the cream there. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, that red's going across there, is it? And then the cream.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Should we start then?
Yeah.
So let's pretend people have never seen a Quilt As You Go before.
Right.
So first things you do,
The first thing I'm going to do on this one is actually press the backing onto the actual quilt as you go. Now, what you cannot do as well, you do not press on this actual one. You have to on the Quilt As You Go product.
Right.
Because it's a fleece that...
Oh, you've already done it. I don't need to do it.
No, I do need to do it. But what I'm saying is press on the actual backing.
Oh, okay.
Not the front.
So this side here, that's the sticky side.
That's the sticky side.
That's the non-sticky side.
That's the non-sticky side, and that's the main fabric.
Morning, John. Love your shows. You do make me chuckle. Just what I need on a gloomy morning in Kent. Oh, I'm just going ahead now in this, Janis. Am I right?
I'm fine.
Loving all the fabrics. Lots of love from Millie. But don't go over the edge.
Don't go over the edge.
Because you'll get sticky on your iron, won't you? I wonder if, you know the press, do you know the press I've got coming up at 10, do you think that would be good at this?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You could put a fabric over it, couldn't you? And then, I'll show you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, at 10 to 9, I've got this press cut. It's my So Special day. In a bundle. Yeah. So if you're Janis and you make a mess of it, look, you can use the iron cleaner there and the best press. Right, okay.
And then also try and use your cotton as your backing, because it's going to show on the back of it. So
your thread?
Your thread,
yeah.
Your cotton.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's lovely, John. You've done that really well, John. I'm impressed. So the first thing we do then is we actually cut around the fish, whereas with the other quilts as you go, we did it last minute. But on this one, you actually cut around the fish straight away. Again, I'm doing it as the pattern says.
So you're cutting dead on the line?
No, I'm just cutting outside of the line. About 1/8 of an inch on the outside of the line.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Yeah, because normally on Quilted, you don't cut till...
Yeah, no. This is what the first thing you do.
Oh. We've got a still of something.
Do that first. So all I'm doing again is just cutting.
Look, Janis, at this. Who sent that in? Julie sent that in, of one she's made. But look, the cat's eating the food. Now, you see that bowl? I think that came from a famous cat food company, because I had to write a poem many years ago when I was famous.
Really?
I had to write a poem for their advertising campaign.
Yes.
And my present, didn't get paid for it, my present was 2 cat beds in that shape. It was something like,
lovely.
There was a man called John. No, I can't remember it now. Anyway. Hello, Janis. I said hello to John earlier. Didn't realise you were with him. Glad you're feeling better. Love your demos from Millie.
Oh, lovely. Thanks.
Okay, so get on with it.
So the first thing we do now is we just start with our number, because I've actually numbered the pieces.
Okay.
So when you cut them out...
So nothing can go wrong, Janis?
Yeah, nothing can go wrong like we did the other week.
Yeah.
Number your pieces and then work on that. And you actually work with the numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You go in chronological.
The way it's done, it's better to do it the way it's laid out.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, we start with our number one. And this is where my post-it notes
exactly.
from work came in. So you lay...
From work? You stole these from the office, did you?
So we place, and what you do with these as well, you best press them.
Okay.
So to stiffen them, because what happens as you're actually laying the actual pieces down,
Yeah.
and we're going to sew as we're going along, because you cannot press on this. You're best to stiffen it and then do it right at the last minute.
Okay, which best press did you use then?
I used the one with no scent.
The one that's half empty?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quickly, I've got the best press in 3 different varieties here.
It's wonderful stuff, that is.
This is linen fresh. I'll lift up, there you go. 6 ounces, $4.99. This is just like a starch, isn't it? But like a better starch, yeah. Oh, sorry. Then I've got lavender. Okay. Oh, do you want me to do the big bottle next? Oh, right, no, yeah. So that's the lavender one there. Yeah. And then I've got a big bottle of linen fresh again. Is this the one that's in the bundle? The one on the bundle hasn't got a squirty top on it. Oh. So this, if you buy the press later, they're so special, that comes as part of the bundle. There it is. So the one in the picture's got a squirty top. The one I've got over there hasn't, so I'll take this one with me. Right, okay, so carry on.
What
So
I'm
number
going
one,
to
you haven't
do-
sewn number one at all?
No, you just lay it down on the placement line.
Yep.
Then you get your piece number 2,
Yeah.
right sides together,
Yeah.
and you do a 1/4 inch seam. So you place that as though you're going to go over into number 2.
Right.
Okay? So what you do then, stick a pin in and do number 2. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do number 3 straight away, because 3 is the other side. I'm going to pin it again because of time.
Oh, okay, we've got plenty
I'm
of
going
time.
to put
So we've got
number
to find number
3.
3. What colour's number 3 then?
It's that one,
Okay.
number 3. So I normally do at home 2 together. So,
Okay.
so on the other side,
Does it not get in the way?
it's number 3. No, you just move it out the way as
Okay.
you just do it. So stick a pin in.
Oh, now the bone's very popular.
I like the bone. I want to do a Dodger of a bone, my Dodger.
Pardon?
Well, my dog's Dodger, isn't he? My
Oh, is
little
it?
Staffy.
Well, that was your boyfriend.
The trouble is, though, some things he'd rip to pieces
What, the
because,
boyfriend?
because he's a Staffy.
Oh.
The dog.
The dog.
So then I go to my machine.
Yeah. So
1/4
you're
of an
using
inch.
the red or the
I'm
dark
using
red
the
thread
red,
because
the
you've got dark red on the back.
On the back, that's
Yeah.
it. So 1/4 of an inch, which is marked on your actual foot. So go back, do the little reverse stitch, and down you go. And we just do that from 1 to 9 as we go along.
Right.
Do exactly the same. Put the cotton off there.
So you, as you say, you don't iron that, you just finger press that back.
finger press
Because
it.
you've pressed
Pressed
it.
it.
Pressed.
It's stiff, so you can just, because finger pressing, it does need to be stiffer to do the finger press. Because you know me and my pressing, John.
Yeah, exactly.
For me not to press as I'm going along, it's like, don't happen. That's it. Ooh.
Oh, what have you done?
See?
Ooh.
Okay, so take your pins out.
Yeah.
Cut your thread as you're going along. Yeah. And then open up your, and that's what you're building up to, if you can see.
Okay, oh yes.
Okay, so then we get our number 5, and we do exactly the same. Right sides together for number 5.
Yeah.
And we've got a number 4. But I thought this bundle...
Hang on. What number have you just put on there? 5?
Number 5.
Well, 4's first.
So number 4, that's what I said. So number 5 and number 4, because I was doing the 2 together, wasn't I?
Where's your number 4 then?
It's okay, the pin covered the number.
Okay.
So number 4 and number 5. So, but yeah, do it like 4 and 5.
Yes.
But I'm just doing it so... because I was doing the 2 together.
Yeah.
2 pins.
It's quite good as well because you've got short seams to do as well, haven't
Yeah.
you? Your longest seam's going to be this one,
What's
isn't
nice about this as well, before you go and do a massive quilt, if you start getting used to a bit of quilting and on a smaller scale, and the nice thing about this is it's quick.
I was going to say, this is a lovely quick project, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like when we say prep for the show, because you want to show people how to attach the back to the backing, the quilt as you go to the backing fabric and stuff. You can't really plan or prep.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because
you're trying to make excuses now for not doing anything.
Yeah. Behave. I'm not that bad. I tell you what, because I did oversleep this morning, I was ever so glad I had prepped.
Oh, no.
I got everything done. Because I had to just grab my box and I was away.
Louise in Cumbria. Morning, both. Great team again. So pleased you're feeling better, Janice. Keep up the good work. Lots of love, Louise.
Thank you, Louise. That's it. That's lovely. Okay. Number 1, number 2. Take your pins out. Take your pins out.
Cut your thread.
Cut the thread. I can just deal with the back afterwards. Finger press them open. Aren't they lovely?
Yeah, they're gorgeous together.
The fabrics are absolutely stunning.
Well, this is Denise Schmidt, this one, and then this is our Macau linear. Pretty lovely, isn't it?
So this one now is number 7.
Okay.
But we'll do number 6
first. 6 first. Thank you, Janice.
Keep John happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have that pin back off you, John.
Sorry, say again?
I'll have that pin back off you.
Oh, you'll have that pin back. Right, there you go.
So right sides together. Because the other week I did a wrong side to the right side. Okay.
And then you need number 7.
Then number 7, which is that one there.
Oh, yeah.
Post-it notes are wonderful things.
Aren't they?
But if you do use a post-it note for your numbering, don't forget to cut the sticky off because you don't want
use the sticky.
Well, the sticky, you don't want the sticky on your fabric, do you? No. So, because when I was cutting my shapes out at work yesterday, I thought, oh, I can't use the sticky.
No.
So there we go.
Okay.
So, same again. 1/4 inch, needle down.
And
forward,
can you?
Back. If you go over, it doesn't really matter at this stage. Try not to though, but it doesn't matter.
You know the binding that goes round the outside? Yeah. Is it straight or bias?
No, it's cut on the bias.
Okay.
So 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
But
you know why? It's because
what was wonderful
was
that check. You've got the actual line.
I was going to say, I'm just looking at it now. It's already the print.
Because
I was thinking she's done a straight binding and that's not right, but the fabric's actually on the diagonal, isn't it?
And as I did it, what it was inside there's 2 lines of red.
Yeah.
And if you cut out on the 2 insides of the red,
it's exactly the right.
It's sewn exactly as it is. So
that's only if you buy that kit. If you buy the floral, then you can't follow that rule.
Yeah, that's if you buy the kit. Other than that, do the difference.
Now, somebody's messaged in saying they've made these and they've OD-coated them afterwards.
Yes.
Fantastic idea.
Because I was on about that last week, that you could OD-coat them.
Now, Hannah's saying, would you do it before or afterwards? I'd do it afterwards, personally. Because if you did it... Oh, well, now, no, we've had this discussion before. On the bottle, when you're making a bag or something, it says, put it on before. But then Crazy Rebecca Reed came in and said, I always put it on afterwards. But I'm thinking, what you could do is, when you best press, if you OD-coated at that point,
same time,
that's going to give the fabric that extra oomph. Yes. Do you know what I mean? So you can't... Now, do you need to iron the binding? You don't iron the binding, do you? I'm just thinking. Or would you make the whole thing and then OD-coat it afterwards? You let me know what you do. It's $14.99, the OD-coat. Just back in stock. It's brand new as well. Look, it's a brand new one.
I should have used that. Really.
If you don't know what OD-coat is, it's a gloop. I won't put it on now. And Natasha had it the other day. It's a gloop, right? And what you do is you paint it onto your fabric and it makes your fabric into like a waterproof or showerproofy kind of PVC finish fabric. You can put 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. What you need to do is if you're going to put it on, if you're going to paint your fabric beforehand, you'll have to leave it for 24 hours. If you're going to put different layers on, they say use 3 layers to make it really, really, really PVC-like. You do 1 layer, paint it on, then use a credit card to scrape off the excess. Do it once, leave it for 2 hours. Do the next coat, leave it for 2 hours. Do the next coat, leave it for 2 hours. I'll just let you see my nails. There was a whole conversation on Facebook last night about people's nails.
I haven't got none.
No. Nora. Morning, Janis and John. So glad to be able to watch the show again. Internet's been down for over a week. Oh, Nora.
Oh, no.
Thought you'd been a bit quiet. Lovely to see you both.
That's terrible when your internet's down.
Isn't it? But isn't it?
Really miss it,
But
don't you?
10 years ago, we wouldn't have, well, 10.
No.
But you know what I mean? Like, I left my mobile phone at home recently. Oh, no, I went away and the charger I took with me was broken, and I started panicking that I couldn't charge my phone. I thought it was ridiculous.
I'm always forgetting my phone because I'm not one that always uses them. And I've got to get Facebook savvy and everything. I need to get into all this
yes,
now.
you do, Janis. Social media. Photo from Sandra.
Oh, look at the dog.
This is my greyhound snowflake. Phil, like Philip. Oh, she made the pet Mac this week for him. I love his coat.
Look how he's pulled.
That's obviously why he's called Snowflake, isn't it? Because look at his snowflake all over his coat. I love the way he's taking, you know, like, that is my Mac.
Yes, the way he's got his paw.
Yes.
So proud.
Oh, we like him. We like
I used
him.
to have the white boxer called Grace, and she was always like,
Oh.
she was lovely, so feminine for the boxer. So now I'm doing the strip.
Right.
Now, this was a bit tricky, John, because, well, if you think you've got the cut out there.
Yes.
But I thought, I'm going to read the instructions on it.
Well, just
and
didn't
then
say,
all
Janis.
you do is you just lay it straight across here.
Yeah.
Turn it up, and you leave that as it is. I'll show you when I get to it. So it's number 10 first, so it then go into, but if you look, see them colours?
Yeah.
They're beautiful, and you can do this. Now, I don't know what, because I haven't made one in this design already, you just assume that what your colour coding is going to be, you know, smack on.
Yeah, you can lay it out, can't you?
So,
I'm going to need to go and do bundles again, Janis. Can I leave
yeah,
you to... Don't do
I can
anything.
just do number 10 and 11.
Sew on 10, 11, but don't do anything.
I won't.
Because it's just a straight line. You're not missing anything.
I'm not,
Just a straight
missing
line.
nothing at all.
I'll take these with me.
Um,
So I've got Quilted placemats. We have the fish and we have the bone. Quilted pet placemats for cats. Oh, see, it doesn't say it's a fish. It just says it's for a cat. Well, you might have a dog who likes fish. Now, do dogs eat fish? I don't know. I've never had a dog. Do you get dog food with fish in it, Janis? Do you get dog food with fish in it? Do dogs eat fish? No. Oh, no. No. Okay, then I've got the dog one here, which is a bone. Now, cats like bones sometimes, though, don't they? Yeah.
Saying that, John, to tuna.
Oh, hang on. There's dog food with tuna in it, apparently.
Our tuna.
She'll be worrying now about it for days. Quilted pet placemat for dog. Half the stock of the dog one has sold out already, just to warn you. Okay, and then bundles. So the bundle, shall I do the bundle that Janis is actually physically sewing right now? This is Denise Schmidt from her new collection. And then we've also placed it with, well, I'll show you. So we've got the Denise Schmidt bias plaid. You've got the linear print in indigo. You've got the linen look, linen colour, non-linen cotton. You've got Christmas red, 100% cotton. And then you've got the Denise Schmidt medallion. No, it's not called medallion. You will have loads left over. You'll have loads. You could make another project out of that, couldn't you? So that's £27.99. Oops, drop it on the floor. Then the one that Janis has already made, which is on the table over there, which is the little one with pussycats on it. You see, you could make the dog bone out of this one just to annoy the dog. So every time it eats, it's got the a picture of a cat there. So you got the pussycats. I think they're called outline. Kitty outline, that one in coral. Then you've got the spot on in like a teal. There, oh, is that turquoise? And then this is turquoise. Oh, that's aqua. That's why I'm getting confused. That's aqua, half a metre. Ecru and salmon. Whenever Hannah makes tea for Karen. Karen, we're having salmon et patates for tea tonight. She's really posh like that. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, third of the stock of that one's gone already at 8:36 on Saturday morning. Squirrels. Next. Just to annoy Luna. Squirrels. Luna. So there we go. So you get half a metre of the squirrels, half a metre of like the forest green, half a metre of the acorns, half a metre of the sand spot on, half a metre of pumpkin linear, £25.99. They're almost autumnal, those colours, aren't they? Make do seasonal mats, couldn't you? Anyway, that's that one. Then, shall I do the floral one next as it's here? I love these fabrics. So you've got the dispersal petals there. Gorgeous. Beth Studley, that one. Oh, she's going to be at the show next week, isn't she? Not our show. Let me just say, we're at the Sewing for Pleasure. She's going to be at Sewing for Pleasure at the NEC next week. Then we've got the Katie Jane floral. No, it's vintage blend, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Then we've got the linear in heron. Is it heron? No, I think I said that last time. It's not heron, is it, that one? Cameo, that's what it is. Then you've got the vintage pink. Then you've got the lichen, £24.99. And last, but very much not least, we've got this lovely arrangement of colours here. We've got the dog in the showers, the rain showers. It's raining here, big time. Then you've got this beautiful purple. You've got the gorgeous ochre. You've got the gorgeous orchid. And then you've got the gorgeous cream. All of that for £20.99. Okay, let's go back to Janis. Oh, nice message from Louise. Also, I've just got to point something out as well. This is new. If you're a new buyer and you spend £10 or over, this is the gift you get now. You don't have to do anything. If you spend £10 or over, not including your post and packaging, this just automatically gets put in your parcel. It's a 45mm rotary cutter worth £18.99. There you go. Hello, lovely Janice and John. My golden retriever, Ralph, only eats fish and rice due to all his allergies. Aww. He'll be 14 this year. Aww. There you go. Sounds a bit like me, but I can't eat fish either.
Ralph,
right.
What a great name.
I know.
Dog, Ralph.
Right.
Oh, it's like my staff, he's 13. He's
yeah, it's so special coming up. Oh, crikey, in 10 minutes. You've only got 10 minutes left, Janice.
Right, so what we do now, we apply number 12 and
so you don't do
13.
number 12
you don't,
in two sections?
You don't put it off, you just sew it straight across.
Right. What happens to that middle bit there, then?
Well, you're like Natasha, you are. You're jumping the gun again.
Oh, I do apologise.
Natasha was doing that last week. And I was going, Natasha, behave yourself.
Yes.
So number 12, and finally last, and again...
Unlucky for some.
13.
Oh, it's attached, sorry.
That's what must have made me so oversleep. Right, anyway, but we all do it, don't we?
Yeah.
That alarm button goes off and you hit it without realising.
Oh, John, my dog Murphy woke up tilting his head when you were calling squirrels. Oh, that's a Mandarin Suffolk. Murphy!
What is it with
Murphy,
dog and
squirrels. Squirrels! Oh, I love that name as well, Murphy. Murphy. So that's Murphy and Luna who love the squirrels.
And I had a little girl who I met the other day.
Yeah, she's called Amy, she's your daughter.
No, a little girl called Lily, and they'd got a King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Called Dottie, and I thought that was a lovely name as well, Dottie. So I'm just sewing straight across.
The gap.
So the gap, yeah, as though it's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So take the pins out. Go to the end, reverse stitch back, and round it goes. And it's nice because when you're doing this as well, it's your design and it's bespoke.
Yes. Yeah, because no two are going to be the same, aren't they?
No two are going to be the same. So it's a lot, 1 in a million chance of it being the same, isn't it? So, but yeah, no two are the same. So you just machine over the gap.
Yeah.
In a straight, you don't have to worry about the fins being an extra piece and things like that with this. That's where it's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you say there's a message from our song? What's it say? Morning, John and Janice.
Morning.
She will be out. Oh, she'll be overcoating her mat. She says, I don't need to buy any because I use it for wash bags already.
Gosh.
She's good. She's good stuff. Right. Thank you, Arson.
So then, finger press again.
Yeah.
That one's gone a bit short there. So just watch that, guys. Just make sure you cover that.
Oh, Janice.
I know. So once you've done that...
So you've gone a bit too far that way.
You've just gone a bit far that way.
Okay.
But what you then do, turn it over.
Yeah.
And then you actually cut out the shape of the fish.
Oh, okay.
Because then you go and bind it. So round here, we're just going to follow it round and cut it round.
Okay.
But you can see where I've just gone off
Made a mistake,
yeah. So you
well, you could make it a fish with a wonky fin if you wanted.
You can.
That would make it very individual.
And then you're going to see the shape come. So you cut into your gaps.
Oh, I've got Georgia. That's a lovely way of spelling your name. Loving the show. My dog eats a tin of tuna. It's good for her coat.
Tuna.
It's great to see Janice back. Love, Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia spelled like J-O-R-J-A.
Oh, that's unusual.
Isn't it? That's
That's
nice.
unusual.
Georgia.
I love the name is spelt different. It's like mine.
Yeah.
It's spelled I-S, like as in Janis Joplin, the American singer.
Is that what Janis Joplin was?
Yeah, she was an American singer. John.
Getting you back now. Now we know you better.
No, I'm better. Okay, so straight away then, that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I'll just hold it there.
Hide it there, but that'll be covered because of the binding anyway. So let's take over. Now, with the binding, I just want to stress to you.
It's quite a wide binding.
It is cut on the cross, but the way this is done, it's folded together, right sides together, and it's pressed.
Okay.
Okay, so you press it.
Yeah.
Leave a bit in on the inside there. Press it together.
Yeah.
But I advise you to start, because so once you press it, you then open it out and you do raw edge to raw edge.
Oh, okay, so you make it like a binding, like you buy in a shop almost, yeah.
But what you do, I would start here, because...
At the nose?
At the nose, because it's here where it gets a bit tricky.
Oh, okay.
So you then just pin it, but I'd overlap the end a bit.
Yeah.
And then I'd machine from there down, but then when you get round here, just turn it all first before you finish the end off, because if it doesn't sit right, if you look at the one I've done.
Yeah.
See here, it's so tricky.
Yeah.
And you have to really manoeuvre it.
Oh, okay.
Here. So I started, because the first time I put the binding on, I started here.
Yeah, which is where I'd start, I
I
think.
had to take it all off.
Oh,
it
did
just
you?
just did not sit right.
Okay.
So, and with binding, it can be a bit awkward.
Yes.
So make sure you start at the nose and not the tail.
Okay.
And then you literally pin it round after you've pressed it in half.
Yeah.
Pin it round raw edges together. Let me do it as though I'm...
Are you going to sew it? Yeah.
As though I'm going to sew it rather than so you can see the look. Because I don't know what the look's like myself. So just pin it. But if you stick your pin... I'd tack it on first, to be honest. I would pin it and tack this on.
Okay.
I wouldn't just go for it straight away on this stage.
Got a picture to show you very quickly, because I've only got a couple of minutes left with Janice.
Okay.
Oh, look, Janice.
Oh, look at them. Oh, they're beautiful. And
It's
look at them.
Abby and...
Abby. Ah.
Ari and Abby.
Ah. I love
English
dogs.
Springer Spaniels. They're cute, aren't they?
I love dogs. You're a cat person, aren't you?
I am a cat, yeah.
You're a cat person.
So, who Sharon? Sharon from South Yorkshire, where we love... Oh, it's that Sharon! Hello, Sharon. Sharon from South Yorkshire. She overcoated it, did she? Oh, they're gorgeous dogs, aren't they? Off. But is it plugged in? Yeah, thank you. And also, I think you need to put that one instead of that one, yeah. Sorry, I'm just... Oh, it's got it attached. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, that's fine.
So
Janice looks nice.
lovely, isn't it? So that's what you're building up to.
Yeah.
That look. And it's nice with quite a bit of a wider binding.
Yes.
I wouldn't go too thin on the binding.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't look the same.
And so you machined yours on, flipped it over, but then did you stitch in the ditch or did you hand stitch it?
I hand stitch it
Okay.
round. But then what they do on the actual pattern as well, you can do a zigzag stitch. So a nice zigzag stitch in that colour red would be nice on the edge. But the beauty is in the fabric, and it's a shame to cover the fabric, really, isn't it? Because, but on the actual pattern, it does do it as a... But that's how it's going to look.
I like that.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
It's the check and the plaid, I think that's... But it just shows it out being that bit dark blue. But you could have had the blue at the back and that as the red.
Well, no, you can choose whatever you want. I like the fact
Anyway.
you've chosen that as your binding, because it looks different to that.
And
I've got to go, have I?
Right.
Right. Janice, you're back in an hour?
Yeah, making the dog coat.
Oh, making the little dog coat. Yeah, exactly.
making
The chihuahua size.
Yeah, chihuahua size.
Say that again?
Not the John size.
Oh, hang on. No,
I'm getting you back. You call me a dog, I'm getting you back.
I would never do such a thing. Oh, hang on. It is time for the Mother's Day, so special. Every day at 10 to 9, it's a little bit early today, but I'll keep talking, don't worry. Every day at 10 to 9, we bring you, only for 3 days, yesterday it was the Tula Pink Rotary Cutters. Rotary Cutters. Today it's this gorgeous Elna press. Now, I've got some issues with my brand spanking new, and we've bundled it together. We have bundled it together, so you can, we're going to have this press as our general stock. But today, we've put a bundle together for you. So, in the bundle, you get this gorgeous press, brand spanking new today, premiere today. You also get the best press. Oh, I'll have to bring it around for you. And you also get, where is it? The iron clean, because I'll explain as I go through why you might need the iron clean. So you get all of that for I'm going to have to move out the way because I'll be playing the graphics. Fantastic price, £299. £299. So the Elna EP 120 ironing press bundle with the free best press spray and the iron cleaner. So we're giving you a gift worth £12.98. Right, I'll just take you through it slowly because I opened this morning and had... Now, you do get booklet and DVD. Oh, OK, booklet and... You do get a booklet in the DVD. Here we go. All of this comes with the Elna press. You get the spray, little spray bottle. You get the cushion, the pressing cushion. You get the booklet, and you get a DVD. All of that comes with the Elna press. All of that. Also, it comes with what? Sorry, I'm having real issues. A warranty from Elna for the guarantee, like the sewing machines, like the sewing machines do, comes with a warranty from Elna. So what you do is, now don't do what I did. When I opened the box, I was like, oh, I've forgotten to put the plug and the lead in, because it's got, I won't take it out, it's got a lead at the back here. The lead and the plug live in there. They live in there because it's like a little storage space there. I mean, obviously, you're not going to keep the lead in when it's on. Don't keep anything in it when it's switched on because obviously it's going to get hot down there. But that's where your lead and your plug is and everything like that. Right, it's very easy to use. What you do is you've got an on-off switch here, the green one. Just press the button and the light comes on. You see the light comes on. Then what you need to do is you need to, set your temperature here. Now, I think because we've already had it on, it must be already at the temperature because the little... Oh, no. I made a mistake straight away. You need to unlock it. I'm going to have to come around the front. There's a lock. See there? There's a lock there. Unlock it, lift it up like that. See it there. Then you switch it on because what it does is it switches itself off. It starts beeping after 10 seconds if you've left it down, and it'll switch itself off after 8 minutes if you leave it and you walk away from it. Then you switch it on, right? And I don't know if you can see that there. I'll put it down slightly for you to see. The light comes on here, and the light comes on here. And then here's the dial for your temperature, you see. So it says on here, look, which dial, nylon, silk, wool, or cotton. So we'll put it on cotton. So you turn it there, and the little red light comes on. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that, can't you? When it's at its correct temperature, the red light goes off. So you know it's ready to use when the red light goes off. Now, I'll just hold it up like this, and I'll just point out, because this is the bit that gets hot. This is called the shoe, right? And the shoe here is the bit that gets hot. This bit here is the equivalent of your ironing board. This comes off, right? This comes off. You can wash it up to 60 degrees. Because obviously, if you think about on your ironing board, when you've used something that's got some dressing in it, or you use best press, something like that, you get stains on it, don't you? Well, this just comes off, goes in your washing machine at 60 degrees. The underneath is just like a normal ironing board underneath there. So that stays as it is. And then that's the bit that gets hot. Still not hot enough yet, but what you do get is while I'm waiting for it to heat up, I'll just show you through the booklet here. The booklet comes with everything you need to know of how to set it up, and to start it. Look how portable it is. I'll just show you there, because I won't carry it when it's hot. But look, it's a very, very portable. You can see they're just carrying it with the handle. Now, we went onto the internet today see the price. The price, $2.99, was look, doilies, everything. Best price we could find, and that was just for the press itself, not including the £12.49 in gifts we've put in. All the instructions in the booklet here of how to use different things, how to use the cushion, how to use everything. And then it's also got how you deal with delicate knits, velvet, jeans and denim, embroidery. Because obviously, if you think you're going from embroidery or delicate knits to denim, that's very, very versatile, isn't it? And then all the way through. Now, what's brilliant, what it's really good for, is when you're putting your interfacing on, or your fusibles on. Like, you know, Janis, when she did her fusible onto the fabric earlier, you could sandwich it in between some fabric and put it down onto there and do your quilt as you go. You know what I mean? It's kind of like be brilliant. Or if you've got big squares that you want to put interfacing on, just do it on this. Just what I would do is I would always use, like, not the June Taylor Teflon cloth, but I would put a cloth in between so it doesn't go onto your press. Now, it's actually now still heating up to get to the heat, but this is, as I say, this is the bit that gets hot here. This, like your iron, you know, sometimes your iron gets like brown stainy bits on the bottom, and you can clean it with your iron cleaner. That's why we've included the iron cleaner in the bundle here. That's why we've included that in. You can clean that top. What you need to do is make sure it's warm, not boiling hot, but make sure it's warm. Cover this with a cloth or a towel or something like that, because you know what this is like. When you get this, put this on to clean it, it drips brown gunge because it's bringing all the gunge off, isn't it? Keep it warm and then give it a wipe down. Be as good as new. Be as good as new. Now, obviously, it takes a while to get to its original temperature, because I was going to show you how to use it, and I don't want to touch it there yet. But Hayley was playing with it earlier, and she said, along with the best press, it's fantastic for doing sheets. Wendy, you know Wendy in the office, she's got one of these. She does her sheets on it, tells you how to do your towels on it. Anything you need to do, it's just brilliant. And it's very, very simple to use. It's not quite ready to the heat yet, but if you literally just put this on here, what you need to do is always keep a hold of this handle here. Always keep a hold. See, it's not quite ready at the heat yet, but always keep a hold of this bit here. Now, I'm going to turn my back to you. Please excuse me while I do that. But literally, you just pull it down like this. You pull the handle down like that. Now, you don't need to lock it each time, right? But if you put that down, then the phone rang and you walked away like this, right? In 8 seconds, look, it's beeping, right? It's beeping. I don't know if you can hear it. It's beeping, so you know that you've got to come back and you've got to lift it. If you go away and it's, you know, somebody on the phone like Claire-Louise, oh yeah, Claire-Louise, if you're there for more than 8 minutes, which you will be if it's Claire-Louise, it'll switch itself off. It's like those irons, if you leave them standing, it'll just switch off. So that's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant safety technique. I know I've just ironed a crease into this one, but now it gets really, really lovely and hot, this one. So you literally, I'll just show you again, you put your sheet or whatever you've got there, bring your handle down, turning my back on you now. Bring the handle down like that. And then what we do with the fabrics here is we actually wait for the beep. When Wayne's ironing the fabrics here, we actually wait for the 8-second beep on his. There you go, beep, 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 beep. And it gives it the most fantastic, and if you were to spray it with your best press in the world, it gives it a really, really good finish. So what's not to like? You can do trousers on it, you can do shirts on it, you can do doilies on it, you can do towels on it, you can do sheets on it. What else? Fabric in your stash, because you know what it's like when you've got your, I know what you like. You love your fabric all to be piled beautifully. All of our fabrics in the mornings, you know, you see them all here, all beautifully pressed and everything, depending on who's on floor. They use one of these. They use one of these, and it's just fantastic. It saves time, saves so much time. So what you need to do, I'll just get out of the graphics there. What you need to do is put one in your basket, make sure you check out. Now, do you know what? It's still only £2.95 post and packaging for this. It will come, what will happen is the press will come directly from Elna, and the spray, this, and this, oops, there you go, will come from us. So there'll be 2 different deliveries to your house. One with the best press from Elna, but it's still only £2.95, and you're getting your £12.98 free gifts thrown in there. Have a think about it, because I know it's brand new, it's brand new, it's brand new. I know it's, you know, it's one of those luxuries you think, oh, do I really need that? It'll be one of those things that you'll think, have I lived without this? How have I lived without this? £299 plus to get free gifts. Just fantastic, isn't it? It is our Mother's Day week. It's not the weekend. It's not for the weekend. It's only for today. Only for today. Don't go anywhere. In 3 minutes' time, CL, Claire-Louise will be here. You know her already. She's famous. So she's more famous than I am. So we'll both see you here in 3 minutes from now.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
My mum always used to sew. She used to make me these most beautiful coats and dresses and outfits when I was really little. It's just so nice to have a mum that could teach you and inspire you to sew. So even though Mum seems to think that she's not good at sewing, she is really amazing. She's got such great skills and techniques, and she really knows a good way of doing things. She taught me how to read a pattern, how to cut out fabric, and some really good best practices, and she's really inspired me to sew an awful lot. So over the years, I've sewn some things for my mum as payback for all the beautiful things that she's sewn me in the past. I've made her embroidered Christmas stockings, I've made her tank tops, storage bags, wall hangings, all sorts of things. So I hope she appreciates that she taught me to sew in the first place.
On Sunday, the 11th of March, we're in for a very special softie show. We know that many of you were disappointed to have missed out on Jo Carter and her softies at the knitting and stitching show last weekend due to the snow. So, as a one-off special, we're bringing our exhibition exclusive softie kits to you this Mother's Day. These brand new, easy to assemble, digitally printed fabric kits come with everything you need to make Jo's Easter Bunny, the cutest sausage dog, and a bear in a bag kit in a choice of red or blue. The only hard decision will be which softie to choose. We'll also have some of our favourite Jo Carter softies on the show, such as her dragon, ballerina, mermaid, and big-eared bunny. So make sure that you don't miss out on Jo Carter's Toy Box specials this Mother's Day. Tune in at 9 AM on Sunday the 11th of March, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Wednesday the 14th of March, tune in for a ray of sunshine from master quilter Lucy Brennan. Lucy will be teaching us how to make this gorgeous sunrise quilt, available in 4 different colourways, including a gorgeous peacock option and a fun wordplay option too. As featured in Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine's latest edition, this simple mini quilt uses half-square triangles to create a stunning finish in colours of the morning sun. Lucy's here to give us a variety of tips and tricks to master this bright make, and we've got everything you need to make your very own sunrise at home. So join us on Wednesday the 14th of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
On Tuesday the 13th of March, join us as we delve into the depths of the ocean. as we take a look at the fabulous seaside prints from the new Lewis and Irene fabric range, Spindraft. The nautical theme prints come in a range of blues and creams and are adorned with adorable puffins, dolphins, and seaside scenes. With a range of prints to choose from, you'll be simply sailing away with inspiration for your next mate. So get ready to be transported to the seaside this Tuesday, the 13th of March at 11 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Spin drift or spin draft? I'll find out for you. Now, before I go on, I was talking ever so fast in those adverts. I think they give me more words to speak than Natasha, because I'm going really, really fast in mine, aren't I? I know, it's just because I have to do them after the show before I go for lunch, you see, so I'm quick. Right, I've got, isn't this gorgeous? Tell you about that in a second. Tell you about that in a minute. We've got a competition at the moment. All you have to do is buy something. Simple as that. It finishes at midnight tonight. If you've bought anything on Friday, bought anything on Saturday, you're automatically included. Excuse me. All it is you need to buy something to go into the draw, which we will be announcing the winner at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you buy one thing, your name goes into that once. If you buy 10 things, your name goes in 10 times. And what it is to get a voucher, tomorrow on Mother's Day, there'll be a voucher. Somebody will win it. You won't have it tomorrow, obviously. For a tea for two, wherever. It's like one of those red lettery day, experience day things. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I quite like that. I don't like the look of that cup of tea, though. Do you like the look of that cup of tea? Can we look at the cup of tea? No, we can't see that. Oh, there it is. Look. Oh, it's got no milk in. Where's the biscuit? Are those biscuits or soaps? Are they meringues? Oh, I quite fancy a meringue. All that sugar, though, no good for you, is it? Sugar rush. Anyway, be quiet, John. There was something else I had to tell you, was there not? No? You've been waiting ages. We've been dying for her to come in. CL, Claire-Louise, or Claire-Louise CL to her friends. You'll know her because she's very, very, very important with the Great British Sewing Bee. She's very, very important. And now you can't get hold of her. She's so busy with all her classes and her special. She's just so much. Costume designing, fashion making, everything. You'll meet her in a minute. But she's made this for us. Now, we're not going to make the whole jacket today. I say we. It's not going to make the whole jacket today. She's going to show you tips how to go through. But how beautiful, look how beautiful. Now, we're saying it's an intermediate project, this one. That looks like, what was she called in the Avengers? Emma Peel. Doesn't it? Really lovely. Anyway, very quickly, because I'll get all this bit done quickly, then we can meet CL and get on with the sewing. So, this is her book. Look, it's from the Great British Sewing Bee. Fashion with Fabric book by Claire-Louise Hardie. £21.99. I'll just show you very quickly. It's a gorgeous book. You'll have seen it lots of times. We use a lot of projects from this book. See, look at everything. There's just so many tips and then techniques and patterns, and there's all sorts going on here. Oh, there's Hannah's. Hannah's got that. Hannah's made that. She made, it's beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pieces in there to make from. I think they're all, I'll ask you in a minute, but I think they're all inspired by projects from the show itself. I know, beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, see this one here? She was wearing that the first day I met her. Just so you know, the first time I saw her drunk, she was wearing that. Anyway. So there's all the patterns. But then what you also get with this book, which I think is fantastic, you get this. All the patterns you need are in here. Now it goes, I'll check with CL. It's got full-size patterns in there. I think they go from a 10 to a 20. 10 to a 20. That'll be variety, because obviously some of them are men's clothes and everything, but for this jacket especially, 10 to a 20. Right, let me run you through the fabrics. I'm dying to get over there to talk to CL rather than do all this. So this one here is like an olivey green. These are all 50% PU, 50% viscose. Bottle green, it's called. I'd call it kind of khaki, olivey green, but it's beautiful, isn't it? 625 half metre. Now, you've got to remember this fabric is very, very wide, look. There's your half a metre, 60 inches wide. It's got the viscose on the back there, so it's lovely to work with. If you've not worked with this before, we call it, pleatherette, don't we, really? But it's sometimes you can see pleatherette and you think, that's a bit, this is gorgeous. The quality of this is beautiful. So I've got it in the bottle green. They're all the same price. That's the one that jacket's made out of. The one that CL is going to demonstrate is this one, like a duck egg blue. There you go, duck egg blue. $6.25 for half a metre. Now, would you want to go with me or will you tell me the colour? Okay, I've got a pale pink, which is like, oh, now we've actually made the jacket out of this pale pink before, haven't we? Beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous. $6.25. They're all $6.25 for half a metre. If you're buying on the, remember, if you're a new buyer and you're buying on the phone, you just explain to the call centre operative how much you need. If you're buying on the web, and it says how many units you want, 1 unit is half a metre. So if you want a metre, you'd need two units. This one is maroon. Okay, then I've got this lovely, I think they just call it beige, but it's a warm biscuity beige, this one. $6.25. Yes, if you need to know how much to buy, we could look in the book. If you want a certain size, we could look in the book for you, because I'm sure the yardage will be there. Navy blue. Right, if you look on the web, that looks very, very dark on the web. It's that lovely, lovely rich navy blue. Okay, 2 more to show you. Lovely pale, this is a gorgeous pale green, this one. Now you have to make it, if you're thinking, I love it, but I'd never wear a leatherette jacket or never wear a jacket like that, bag making. Think about bag making. How many times have you used this PU in bag making with Amanda Wyatt? It's just called green. It's just called green, that one. Brand spanking new today. We love this. We've done gold and we've done silver, but we've never done rose gold before. It's stunning, so on trend, isn't it? Oh, beautiful, isn't it? It's been what, sorry? Oh, if you're on the web, the photo's completely, that because it's new and we've got a new photographer now. The photograph's different, but they're all the same. They're all the same here. And very quickly, I've got 2 linings for you here because we're going to be lining the jacket. Black first. I'm not going to waft it. It's very boring. It's okay. It's the same width. It's wide. It's very wide. Look. There you go. Now I think it's 100% polyester. I think it's anti-static, isn't it? There you go. Anti-static. $1.49 for half a metre. Good for any project really that you're going to be lining. And then is this the cream, not the white? Yeah. Ivory. No, I think. Well, is it ivory? Ivory. It is ivory. It's like wedding white, isn't it, that? Rather than pure white. It's like a wedding white, that one. Oh, I've got a bit of a froggy throat today. Okay. I'll take the lady with me. The book's already over there. Right, here we go. We've been looking forward to this day for so long. How are you? It's so good that you're here at last. We've been trying, because you're so busy. And then it's like, when could you do? So at last you're here. We're really happy that you're here.
I'm so excited.
Your work is just extraordinarily fantastic. So I won't do that much talking in this hour. I'm going to let you do a lot of the talking. Okay. But what we're doing is, we're not making the jacket as a whole.
No, we're just going to pick up some of the key points that if you've not made a jacket like this before would be kind of useful.
But it's important to state, it's not a beginner's project, is
Definitely not a beginner's project. If you've never put a sleeve in, don't try this because it'll just put you off.
Right.
So if you've done quite a few dressmaking projects, a few dresses, sleeves, you understand facings, this is a great way to start using a more technical fabric.
Perfect. And you're going to explain what you need for your machine and everything as we go through. All right then, so let's just start. The pattern is in the book.
It is.
It comes in, which is a brilliant book, by the way. We've used it so often. Just tell me, I just glanced on it earlier. The projects in it, are they from the show or they're inspired by the show?
There's about 8 projects directly from the show. So, for example, Deborah's pencil skirt
Oh, yes,
in
yes.
there.
Oh, yes, she tells us
And-
every time she's in there. That's, you know, Deborah Seam, who works with us all the time.
But then there's also projects like this dress that were inspired by a project that we couldn't put into the book.
Okay.
That kind of fitted with the brief.
But the dress is coming up in your second hour,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Brilliant. Okay, let's go then.
Okay, so this, I've got to say, is such a dream to work with.
All the designers say
It was
that.
just beautiful. And a lot of people think that you can't use pins or with leather or PU, but you can. Just make sure that your pins are inside the seam allowance.
Yes.
So before we get started, really important, 1 centimetre seam allowance. And that is so you don't need to do any trimming, and it's just a little bit more accurate.
In the book, then, that's for the PU.
Yeah.
But in the book, will there be other seam allowances on
Yes,
different projects?
So
in the
for
book?
each project, just check the seam allowance, and actually on the pattern, it will tell you the seam allowance for that project. So it's great to work with a smaller seam allowance with a PU like this.
Brilliant.
Saves loads of
Okay,
time.
now I said I wasn't going to interrupt. We had an email already from Emma saying, so excited that Claire-Louise is on the show. Love her work, very inspiring. You will be,
Thanks,
you will be
Emma.
interrupted. Morning, John and Claire-Louise. It's my birthday, yippee! So today I can watch all the programmes I want. Lots of love, Penny in Devon. Happy birthday, Penny.
Pen blows happis. Sorry, I'm Welsh. Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't know
diolch-
that. You wouldn't
No, I
have had
didn't
me.
know that, but diolch yn fawr.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay, so again, doesn't matter how you cut out. I like to use scissors because
Yes.
I'm old school, but it just cuts so beautifully.
Because if, like me, when I trained, right, if somebody said to me, oh, we're going to use some leatherette or
I
pleather or
know,
something, it would be like, oh, please, no. But this has kind of got a gorgeous
Yeah.
backing to it, hasn't it?
So
as
one
well?
thing to be aware of, that because it's got the viscose on the back, you need to make sure that your grain line is anchored. It could twist if you don't.
Of course. Yes.
So that's really important. Don't think you can just position all your pieces and chop
Because
it out.
if you cut leather, you get a hide, and you can put them whichever way
Exactly.
you want, can't you?
But although with leather, sometimes you want to follow the spine.
Oh.
There
you
is
go.
a slight grain, but you get a better strength along the
Yes,
spine.
yeah.
But with this, definitely anchor your grain line. So I've measured that to the selvage. So once you cut out all your pieces, I think I probably, because this is wide,
gonna move her across.
I managed to get it out of about 1.5 meters.
Oh, okay.
2 meters
Yeah.
maximum. So it's really important on this project particularly, because we've got these princess seams, which are designed for a nice fit.
Yes.
Make sure you cut your notches.
Right, well, we say that all the time
I
now,
know.
especially if we're not saying this at the beginner, but it just makes your life so much easier.
It
They're there
does.
for a reason, aren't
Now,
they?
I'm going to show you how I do it, and on a PU, I definitely would do it like this. Instead of cutting a triangle, remember there's only 1 centimetre seam allowance.
Yes.
So if I go a bit crazy, I'm cutting through my seams. So
Yeah.
just a little nick on the outside, right where your marks are. So this is my version of the pattern, so it doesn't
Yes.
have any of the artwork on it.
Oh, okay.
This is straight out of the computer at
Okay.
uni. Okay, so you've got lots and lots of pieces. I like to batch sew.
Meaning?
Well, because I'm kind of busy, I do every process that I can in batches. So when I
Oh,
made
okay.
the garments up, I cut everything out, I interfaced everything, then I stitched half the left jacket, half the right, well, the left
Yeah,
and the right,
right.
and then I did all the vertical seams, then I did all the top stitching, and then I did all the cross seams.
Oh, okay.
So what you'll find is it's a bit boring doing all the pinning in one go, but it's really a lot
Yes,
quicker.
exactly. How would you, this is just a quick question we didn't even cover in prep, how would you mark on your PU? Like if you wanted to mark that
Anything you
neckline?
like, really. This is just a disappearing pen.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
there's only a couple of marks that I really need because everything is on the edges.
Of course.
So I'm just going to talk briefly about the interfacing.
Right.
Because when you're making jackets, it's really important that you have a little bit of structure, especially down the centre front to support the zip.
Zip, yeah.
So this was a lovely interfacing. It's the Flyceline, the medium.
Yes, this one.
Now, even though this is PU, you can iron it. So I ironed this interfacing on. I didn't use a sew-in.
Oh, wow.
Okay. What I like to do to protect my ironing board is I get a spare bit of pattern paper
Yeah.
or wallpaper or whatever's kicking about.
Nice.
And then I pop it face down and I sometimes block fuse, which is doing one piece of fabric. Then I put another piece of paper on top. So if any glue, if any glue goes anywhere, it goes on the paper.
Yeah, that's like me and my June Taylor
Yeah.
pressing cloth. I do all of that with that.
So I don't want to get any glue on my pressing cloth. That's why I use paper.
Yeah.
And then just have a little feel. You can see they've both got different hands. So that's the original. And this one is kind of floppy, which I want in the sleeves and things, but down the front, I opted for the medium.
Which is that one, isn't it? The lady with the red jacket on.
I felt that was the best one for this project.
Question from Wendy. Oh, this is Wet Yourself, Wendy. Hello, John and Claire-Louise. Does the pleather stick as you sew? Thank you, Wendy.
Well, when you're sewing it, it's a good idea. I like to use a Teflon foot.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an ultra glide foot. And what I found when I was testing this project, the walking foot can be a bit heavy because it's quite light, and it's actually a bit of a stretch fabric. So if you go across grain, can you see it's got the stretch? Yeah. So I used a stretch needle and then my ultra glide foot.
Okay, but now obviously the machine, we don't sell them at the moment, but we're just checking to see if Elna have got them to fit on your Elna machine. But they are something that you go to your local sewing shop and you can just get them.
And you can get them in all kinds of places. So I just want to show you the sleeve.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a 2-part sleeve.
Right, now a lot of people will be used to a sleeve that goes like that with 2 seams that you bring together. Yes.
So that is great for dresses, but for a jacket, you can, especially in a sort of heavy, it's not heavy, but in a PU, you want a little bit of a curve to follow your arm because our arms aren't straight, are
exactly.
they? And so the 2-piece sleeve is kind of like this bit belongs over there.
Yes.
Normally.
Yes.
So you can see as soon as it's stitched, and can you see that the undersleeve, this bit here, is much smaller.
No, you keep talking. I'll go like that lot because I keep coming out with those questions. On a real sleeve, that's where your seam would be on a normal under. I only know this because on period jackets, because I trained in period cutting.
Like me?
Yeah, exactly. Every single sleeve you did in period times was done like this, wasn't it? The one-piece sleeve didn't come until much later. No. So I got very used to this, but you've got to remember that point there is where your seam would normally be, isn't it? So this kind of jacket, this kind of sleeve has 2 seams going down that part of the sleeve.
So that's just a little bit about these. Now, I found with the PU that it didn't work hammering it. So I'm just going to go straight ahead. I've seamed this with my 1 centimetre.
Yep.
So I don't need to trim anything because it's 1 centimetre. And there's a little circle on the pattern here, and I just mark that with a bit of biro because I'm a bit lazy.
Okay. But the whole of this is being lined, isn't it? So it doesn't matter if you've got marks.
And it doesn't matter, but I just wanted to make sure I absolutely anchored those 2 spots up.
Right, okay.
And often I will do the forearm seam first, and then I might not top stitch the outer arm.
Right.
Because it's kind of awkward to get into.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So to top stitch.
Okay, carry on.
I'm just going to start, and I like to give myself a little bit of a guideline to work out where I want to top stitch. So I did some tests, and I prefer a longer stitch, so I'm going to use about 3.6, and I also prefer it to be a little further away from the seam, otherwise it kind of looks a bit pinched.
Yes.
So I kind of marked with a pin where I want my stitch to be.
Okay.
And then when I head to the machine, I look at where my needle is lining up with that pin.
Okay, we're just coming in on that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to move my needle position a little bit because I want it slightly closer than it is at the moment. And you've got needle left over here. All machines have got a needle position.
Yes, it depends on your machine, doesn't it? Some are like, you have to tap in a 0.6 and all that sort of stuff, don't you?
So then I'm just going to drop my...
and can I ask what stitch length did you say you were doing?
This, I've got about 3.5.
Because that's quite a big stitch, isn't it?
But it needs to look like a proper top stitch. And the other thing is I've got top stitch thread.
Right, which we don't sell yet. But so if you're going to do, would you now? If you were top stitching on a cotton frock or something like that, would you still use top stitch thread,
Not
or do you
always.
not? So it's only because this is a nice sturdy fabric that you're using the top stitch thread.
And what you'll find is if you use normal thread to top stitch, it kind of looks a bit wrong. It really does. So now I've given myself a little needle position. I'm going to take that pin out. And don't worry that the little hole, I'm going to stitch over that. Now, when you do top stitching on something like this that hasn't been pressed, you want to get in what I call finger feels or fabric feels. So I'm using my left hand underneath just to kind of open the seam.
Yeah.
And then my right hand is feeling that that's nice and flat.
Yes.
So do you call it finger feels or fabric feels?
I just call it making sure it doesn't go wonky. But literally, with one hand, you're making sure the seam is open, and with the other hand, you're just holding the top one in place.
And so I'm not going very fast because this is precision sewing, so I want to make sure that I really get this, because it's all on view, top stitching.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I've lined up the side of my foot, and you don't have to have one of these. You could put a bit of masking tape on the bottom of a regular foot, so a lot of people do that. You just don't want it. Can you see how it's not creeping? Or
Yes, yeah.
It's ultra gliding.
And did you say you had a special needle in?
I've got a stretch needle.
Stretch needle.
So I tried it with a leather needle and I felt it put too many holes in.
Yes.
I also tried it with a jeans needle still, and this was just the best one.
Yeah.
I didn't get any...
But the thing is, we've had other guests use this PU and just used a regular needle, but a more sturdy one, not a flimsy silk one. Yeah.
So now I'm going to come and do the second side of the top stitching. So what this is doing is just holding everything nice and flat. And what I've found is if you try and backstitch at the beginning, it sticks.
Right.
So I'm leaving a long tail and I'm starting quite close to the edge, but not off the edge.
Yeah.
And this time I'm lining up the right side of my foot with that stitching.
Okay.
And so getting myself centered. Now, I always hold on to my tails and drop my needle when I start, so there's no suck back.
There's nothing worse than when you're ready.
I know.
But what shocks me is on the 680, it's got a button you press which cuts the thread for you.
Oh, I love those.
But it cuts it really, really short, but it
No.
never ever sucks back afterwards.
No.
And yet if you cut it short, it'll
sucks
suck back in.
Yeah, or your bobbin sucks back.
Yes,
What I
exactly.
found, if I reversed at the top of the seams, it definitely sucked back. So I'm concentrating, so I've got my concentrating face
Is that me? You telling me to shut up?
No, I'm telling myself
I've got a
concentrate.
question from Jill in Suffolk,
Great.
a design question now. Morning, John and CL. I love the jacket, but I'm pear-shaped, size 18. Will it look okay? Jill in Suffolk. Now, I'll answer after you because I've got a definite answer to this.
I think it will look perfect. What you need to do, is it Jill?
Jill from Suffolk, yeah.
What Jill needs to do is to make sure she blends between sizes. So that's the beauty of dressmaking. You don't have to just cut one size. So she can choose her waist size and then her hip size and then just do a nice kind of blend in between. And I just think this is the perfect dress if you're pear-shaped.
Perfect jacket.
Jacket,
Yes.
yeah, sorry.
No, but I was going to say exactly the same. I think it's brilliant if you're pear-shaped because it's got that lovely princess seam going down like that, nips in there, and then you'll have that, whether you won't go into trousers or a skirt, you're creating the lovely hourglass shape, aren't you? So I think, Jill, it would be fantastic. If you've got it, flaunt it, girl.
Also, we designed it so that it sits on the top hip, so that it's not too bulky, so it gives you that feminine silhouette.
Exactly. But could you, if you wanted to, you could lengthen it if you want. If you got a long, because we say the top hip is 3 inches and the bottom hip's 8 inches, don't we? But if you've got that longer bit there, you could then move it one way or the other.
So you can. That's what I love about dressmaking. So you can take this as a serving suggestion.
Yes.
And do what you want with it.
Remember, your patterns do all come with the book. They do. I've left the patterns over there, but they do all come with the book. It's fantastic value.
That's my first top stitch seam.
Right.
So when I made these jackets, I had all of my processes. I did all of my top stitching.
So you did all your top stitching.
So I didn't have to keep changing my thread.
Oh, of course, yeah. Just have a look at this. It's beautiful. It's exquisite. And you've taken your time.
Yeah.
And it's not buckled up. You've not got roping or anything like that. And do you think that's not only the fact that you're good at your job, the fact that you've got the foot on and you've prepared it and everything?
Yeah, definitely. It's made a big difference.
If it was real leather, what you do, you'd get a hammer or a roller and you'd open that seam like that. But it doesn't work with the PU.
It just doesn't hold it. So, and then, obviously when I'm batching, once I've stitched, cut all my slips. Now, a thing I think is really important, always sew from the top of the body down on both sides. It's tempting just to turn around. And what you'll get is that kind of little twisting.
Yes.
So I did the whole thing, always from the top of the body down or from the centre of the body out. And that way you don't get any twisting. So then the next stage is just to pin this seam. And again, you can use wonder clips, you can use whatever you like. I just like to be old school and I use some pins.
Can I ask why you've got some interfacing at the bottom?
So the interfacing...
Tell me if I'm jumping ahead.
No, it's a good question. So the interfacing at the front, it will support the zip, but at the cuff, that kind of takes a lot of wear and tear, so it needs a little bit of body. And this is a tip from fashion. So instead of putting the interfacing just to your hemline, which is that line there,
yes, which is what I do.
you take it a little bit beyond, and it gives you a softness to the edge. So over time, if you put it in the fold, you'll get a crease, a hard crease. Yeah. So that's just something that I've learned on
Okay, no, that's good.
All right, so don't really sit.
No, because as I say, it's all CL's tips and everything like that. Because we've got bigger tips to do with the lining and everything coming up. Well, this is a fantastic tip, this one.
Okay, so to make your sleeve lining, so this jacket has been lined in a kind of almost bagged out way, but not totally bagged out. So I've made up my lining sleeve.
Okay.
And I've made up my outer sleeve. And then what I do is I tuck that inside and I've stitched around.
Okay, so your lining sleeve, the pattern, if the pattern for the lining, is it exactly the same as
No. You use the same pattern piece, but there'll be a line on the bottom that says cut here for leather.
Right.
And then another line that says cut here for lining.
Right.
What I like to do is cut halfway between so I can give myself a bit more wiggle room.
On the lining?
On the lining.
So you cut the pleather one out as the pattern says, cut for leather. Then the lining one, it says you cut it halfway between the two. Okay.
Just so that you've got a bit more room, because what you don't want is for it to start pulling or dragging. So your lining always needs to have a little bit.
There's nothing worse than we see a coat, really lovely sleeve, and then what happens if your line is too short? You get that horrible buckling there.
Because it just pulls the hem up and you can't get rid of it. So you drop the lining in and stitch around the cuff edge.
Okay. Right sides together.
Right sides together.
Around the cuff.
I usually do this by having my sleeve right side out.
Right.
And then sliding my lining on top.
Okay.
And then it's too narrow to go around the free arm. So you have to kind of sew within that circle. And then what we're going to do is just slide this over our sleeve. Now, when I did tailoring in costume, we would have to baste all of this in here.
Yes.
But we're not going to do that. Pattern's been worked out for you.
Yes, we're not doing that.
Okay, so you can see here that I've got a really nice clean line.
Yes.
And the hem is going to be 1 inch
below that line.
So I'm measuring from where I can see that seam, and that's my hem line. Then I would top stitch this.
Okay, so I said something wrong then, sorry. So it's 1 inch from there to the edge of the fabric, not 1 inch from your cuff to the start of the lining.
No, it's 1 inch from the
actual
cut edge to there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would top stitch all of this.
Yes.
And
oh,
then,
you top? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Usually, and I've made the top stitching around the cuff a little bit wider just so it doesn't look too mean. Usually, what I would do is slide this on a sleeve board. And then I would just kind of eke the lining down, and you can tell if you've got it right.
Yeah.
Because the edge will line up at the top.
This sleeve board.
Oh, yeah.
Mo! I've been saying since we arrived, right, that we have to have a sleeve board.
Yeah.
We got the sleeve board in. I got so excited about it. Mo from the Highlands messaging going, calm down, dear, it's only a sleeve board.
I can't live without my sleeve board.
Thank you. I've only been telling them that for a year. And I can't live without the sleeve board velvet one on the top of it. Now, Penny, was it Penny wanted to know how much fabric she wanted? I'll get back to it in a minute, Penny.
So you can see that I've got my hem there, and that, at the moment, the lining's longer, isn't it?
Yes,
That's kind of what we want. So we creep this down until it all matches up there.
Yes.
And what that does, and then we would press this. Can you see how it gives you a little lip, a little pleat?
I'll just turn it that way. There you go. You can...
Yeah? So we've got a little pleat here.
Yeah.
And we would press that in. Now, with this lining, use your press cloth.
Yes.
I did get caught. So this is lining number 2. Because I stick my iron on everything, and then I was like, oops.
Oops, yes.
So you definitely want to use a press cloth.
Oh, don't worry, I bought Christmas shirts, and one of them wasn't it, do you remember, Hannah? One of them was a fabric like this, and I was so busy chatting, I put the iron down like that, and the whole collar came off onto the iron. It was stuck to the bottom of the iron, because it was a cheap Christmas thing. I'm not saying this fabric's cheap, but just always check your fabric.
Yeah, with lining, you always want to double check turn the heat down slightly. And what that will do when you're wearing it is that little pleat will give you some movement.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Morning, John and Claire-Louise. You've made me buy the rose gold.
You can't have the rose gold. That's for me.
So naughty. We've got lots of it in stock, don't worry. Now, there was a question before about yardaging, Hannah.
I think
Penny says, how much fabric would I buy for a size 16? Now, is the yardaging in the book?
It is, but because we designed this for leather, it says by 5 hides, or it's got a square meterage. But when I measured it when I was cutting out, I would say 2 to 2.5 meters should be plenty.
For a size 16?
Because it's such a wide cloth.
Yeah, 60 inches wide, isn't it? So you think for a size 16 jacket,
2.5.
2.5, and then you buy the same in lining, wouldn't you?
You can buy a bit less in lining because we've got facings and things. So yeah.
But you can have lining in your stash all the time. So even if you buy a bit too much, then oh yeah, they go 16. So I hope that helped, Penny. Right, next tip.
So the next thing to think about.
Can I just ask before we get to this?
Yeah.
Construction-wise, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. You said you made your right side and then you made your left side. Is that how you make all garments?
No, because usually there's a fold down the centre back. So the reason that there isn't a fold down the centre back, and one thing I would suggest if you're going to make this, make a toile. I'm not really a toiler.
You see, all these things I've been saying, because we sell calico, and I'm like, make toiles, make toiles, make toiles. Oh, you're not a toiler?
No, unless...
I am.
Well, unless it's for an actress.
Yes.
Then I would toile.
She's only saying that because they always give you the wrong measurements, but I can say that, she can't.
No, it's more about the fact you don't get much access to them and you need to get it right first time.
But also, they don't, somebody doesn't give the right measurements at some point. But anyway, yes, of course.
So, because this fabric, you don't want to be unpicking PU.
No.
So I would fit this in the calico, get the shape right, work out all my adjustments, and then cut out my PU. So I'm going for a straight
do you know what? You should have been here a year ago. All these things I've been saying for a year, and it's suddenly giving me credence now. Oh, John was right. Oh, John was right. Right, sorry. So you sewed half the jacket together at a time?
Yeah. So I started with my 2 centre backs separate.
Yeah.
And the reason I did that is when I put the sleeve in, it can get a bit awkward. And because I've got a centre back seam, why not?
Oh, so you put your sleeve in when you've only got half a jacket?
Yeah.
Never done that.
I've only done it recently.
Okay.
Like maybe yesterday.
Right. Oh, okay. Kaylee says, John, what is the ruler called that CL used for the seam?
Oh, it's a seam measuring gauge.
Have we got that here? I have. Look at it, blimey. We're on it today. Look, you hold that.
Okay.
Because I'll just tell you, it's Hannah will bring in the details, because what I need to do is once you've brought in the details it's just gone 1:30. I need to go through the fabrics again before we get onto your zip thing. Is that all right?
Yeah, I need to change the zip and rethread.
Oh, perfect. So this is the details for the gauges coming in now, and my lovely assistant here is going to hold it for you. Then I'm going to go over here. Okay, you can do your thing.
Great.
Right, rose gold, brand new today. I'm going as quick as I can because it's fascinating, isn't it, all this information? Oh, my word, over half are sold out already. Now, you heard Mary. She said, I had to buy it. You made me buy it. We don't make you do anything, Mary. It's your choice, but I definitely would get some of this. It's gorgeous. Whether you're doing a jacket or whether you're doing a bag or Kylie hot pants. Be nice, wouldn't they? Hannah's got some of those for summer. All the time. Oh, she's got feelings as well. I've got to be quiet. So, what are you eating? Can I just tell you very quickly, right? We've got this huge bowl of toffees, right, by the front door. The other day, it appeared on Hannah's desk, and so we were all dipping into it. And they were, I don't really like toffee, but they were really soft and creamy and everything. Anyway, somebody put the bowl back by the front door, and I said, where's the toffee? They sort of picked one up, and I know that the red wrapper is like soft toffee with dark chocolate around it. Whacked it in my mouth. It was like this. It was like trying to, because it was freezing cold by the time. So I've moved it back next to Hannah. Sorry, little story there. They are warming, like Hannah. Warming on a cold, wet morning. Not that I know. I've not been there. 6:25, half a metre. Just, you know, I'm not even been invited round, so I'm not going to be there when she wakes up in the morning, am I? Right, OK, I've got to run through the colours very quickly now. Shall I go or you go? Right, I've got the green. Yep, the green first. It's a very, very pale, soft, lovely. I don't want to say mint green, but I'd like to say... I'll ask the expert. What colour green would you call that?
Mint or aqua.
Oh, aqua. Mm. Oh. It's pale. Oh, yes, like a very pale aquamarine. And we know a lot about those. Okay, then I've got the navy blue. Now, on the website, this navy blue looks very, very dark. It's actually a very rich, beautiful depth, has a depth. Oh, just look at behind my shirt. There's my shirt behind it, look there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous navy blue there. Then I'm moving on to the beige. I hate that word. They should just cut that from the English language, shouldn't they? It's a lovely soft. Well, you see, if Tula Pink can design everything without brown, I think I can live a life without saying beige, couldn't I? Maroon. Now, this is a kind of dark maroon, I'd say. Like a Victoria plum. Oh, yes, the shirt I bought recently. I said, oh, I'll have one of the ones in brown, please. And they went, actually, sir, it's washed plum. Just looked like a browny pinky colour. Anyway, then there's this one, the beautiful, beautiful soft pink. Coming in. We will eventually be like a grown-up channel and have all the colours on one graphic. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Then I've got the duck egg. L'œuf du oiseau. That was egg of the bird. So I couldn't think of the, what's the word? Canard. Œuf de canard. No, it's not salmon. I do apologise, Claire-Louise. It's not normally like this. And then the one that Claire-Louise made the one out of originally in the gorgeous grey. It's called bottle green, but it's more like an, I'd say, dark olive. Noccicelli olive, I'd say that looked like. They've got them in Waitrose. They're delicious. Other supermarkets are available. Don't know if they'll have Noccicellis or not. And then I've got my two linings. Black lining, 100% polyester, anti-static lining. Black lining, always popular when we bring this. This is now, if you saw when I did the crepe show, no, it was very good actually. When I did the crepe show, it was finer than this. This is a nicer, heavier weight, this one, anti-static lining, 149 for half a metre. And then we got it in the ivory. Fantastic for your stash. Even if you're not making this jacket, fantastic for your stash. And it's anti-static, so you won't have to be spraying your skirt with hairspray. Little tip there, you see. It's over there, yeah. So I've got one over there. Wayne brought one in. Right, okay, come on. Right. Next, okay. I am excited because, you know, what's your next tip then?
All right, so if you make bags, then you've probably done this trick with your metal zip. So if the end of the zip goes into the facing, you kind of get a funny corner.
Yeah.
Can't really describe it any other way. So we need to fold that top back so that it doesn't go in there, and that allows the zip to kind of stick out beyond the facing. Okay.
Is that the technical term? Stick out.
Stick out. And just have a quick look in here. I've put some former bands.
Yes, we've got that coming up in Claire-Louise's. Do I call you Claire-Louise or do I call you CL?
You can call me what you like.
But I can't call you
Claire.
I can't. For some reason, I love the name Claire. Do not call me Claire. Okay.
I've got a double barrel name. I need to have a double barrel.
Yes, exactly.
So
we've got the form band coming up in the jersey dress, 11 o'clock show.
So the reason I put that in is the stretch is going around the body and that neckline could stretch out of shape.
Exactly.
So you can see I've stitched this one on, and one little trick that I find useful is if you grab your marker pen and one of these, I have to stop exactly the seam allowance amount above there.
Can you? Oh, you got that, perfect.
Yeah? So I put a little notch.
Right.
And then I often take a little measure on the back and mark, because this is a real critical point. When we come to bag it out, that's a technical term.
Yes, well, thank you, everybody. People have never heard of it before.
And so
it's my
again,
new best friend, this one, yeah. Go ahead.
It's because we got the same training.
Exactly.
And then this stop needs to be about just a fraction beyond the 1 centimetre, and you can mark that.
Oh, hang on, there's the camera. There you go, brilliant.
And that's just going to help me when I put my lining in.
Yeah.
And these, I think these are air erasables, aren't they?
That one's air erasable, that one, the purple one, yeah.
Okay, so...
The vanishing, it's called now, they've changed it.
Little wardrobe malfunction trick.
Say that again.
Wardrobe malfunction trick.
Yes.
Usually when I pop my zip in, I would do a second row just on the outside, so that if one row of stitching bursts, there's something else to hold my zip in. Yeah. Because once it's lined, it's not fun to unpick and fix that.
Well, the thing is, we would do that because in theatre, one night you could be wearing it, the next night I could be wearing it. When I wear it, it'd be like, you know what I mean? So it's just that. It's like I always talk about the seam allowance. Like in a costume, you have much bigger seam allowance and you don't finish them off together. So just do 2 lines of stitching, then if one does break, then you've got the other one.
And the other thing is we quite often put people in it really quick, and so it needs
quick
to be quite
change.
strong.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to kind of keep this out of the way. So this is our zip pull.
Yes.
And the good thing about an open-ended zip is I think they're quite easy to put in because they're in 2 halves.
Yes.
So I've pinned this in place, and I've put my pins exactly where I want my needle to go.
Okay.
And I've just folded this top over.
Yeah, same as you did on the other side.
And then it's all anchored and lined up, and I'm going to use a zipper foot.
Yeah, which all our machines come with anyway.
Yeah. So right at the bottom, this is kind of plasticky.
Yes.
So just sort of be aware that it feels a bit funny. So sometimes what I'll do is I'm just holding my tails to anchor this. And can you see my zip pull is out of the way
got that.
when I get started? So I just go nice and slowly if you can. And it doesn't matter if you go beyond the end, just to make sure. And again, I'm looking at my zipper foot and where my pins were, because I measured that, to see what my seam allowance should be roughly.
Do you have a tack?
Again, if it's for someone special.
Oh, so if you're watching and you go for a costume fitting at Claire-Louise's and there's no tacking in it,
No.
you know one.
No, but it depends if it's going to move. I'm going to show you a little trick with my fingers. So
Okay.
apart from my finger feels,
There we go.
I either will use a little pair of snips.
Yeah.
And that kind of holds everything right before the needle,
Yeah.
or I use my fingers like a kind of grip.
Yeah.
And this is just holding everything in place, so I don't need to baste.
Yeah.
If this was like a velvet, I definitely would be basting.
The thing is, when I was at college, we didn't do zips, so zips terrified me, even to this
God, that was
day.
a long time ago.
No, it was not before zips were invented.
No, I've done a lot of kind of 20th century 50s and things like that, so we had to do zips. But to be honest, in my training, we didn't learn zips.
No. But no, because you did period cutting like me, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
when I come to the top,
Yeah.
I've got a couple of pins just to anchor that fold, because again, there's another little rigid bit of plastic. And I want to make sure that I don't pull this stopper too much. So again, I'm using my little finger feels.
yeah, I use my quick unpick.
Yeah.
Just to do the end, like Janis does, so just the end of the quick unpick, or like you do the end of your snip.
With my scissors. Just be careful that you're not pushing it in. I've broken
Yes.
a few needles. And then you just go nice and slowly. And make sure, especially with the zip, to do a bit of back stitching.
Yeah.
So that's the zip in.
Is it coming through to you or to here? Oh, okay, we've got an email. Oh, I don't know the difference. Is it clothing size 20 or dress size 20?
Well, it's closer to clothing because a lot of people, when they dressmake, they get confused with their sizing, and pattern sizing is different.
Yes.
So I kind of did a little bit of a survey, and it's closer to sort of a high street 20.
Okay.
But doesn't matter what size you are, always look at the measurement chart in the book.
Yes, because very quickly, I'm tempted to add a little stand collar to this.
Oh,
You
nice.
could do, yeah, could you? This is what your real pattern would look like. I'm sure I just saw leather. It was on the other side.
On the other side,
There it is.
It's actually on a couple of these sheets, so you've got to look for all the pieces. And there's a little kind of lay plan that tells you what pieces are. So I like to
So you know how many pieces you're looking for. It's nothing worse than you think, oh, I've got it all.
I know.
And then you suddenly think, oh, I haven't got to facing. So this basically here is your side back here, and all the different sizes.
Yep.
And so you just have to, but again, don't just go for it. Read it, have a good look at it, have a cup of tea, sit there, look at your notches, look at where it says put on the fold and all sorts of things like that. But everything is there. But obviously never, ever, ever cut these out, because if you look, everything's overlapping, like that leather jacket piece. And on the other side, there's a completely different project. There's a shift dress on the other side. So always use it and trace them off. Get some tracing paper and trace it.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the book, there is what's called your body measurements chart right at the beginning that kind of helps you work out my sizing. And then for each project, there's finished garment measures. And that helps you work out how much ease there is.
Yeah.
So in terms of the body measurements, it's here. And I've also done this little chart for you so that you can actually measure yourself and mark whether your bust is one size, your waist is another, and your hips are another. So you just look at this chart here. And for a jacket, look at your bust measurement to determine your size.
Yep.
And if, like me, you've got a little bit of flesh on the waist, then I just go out to the waist.
Apple-shaped.
Yeah, but I don't cut for my waist size because then it wouldn't fit everywhere
Yeah.
else. So I blend between 3 sizes between my bust, my waist, and my hips.
Yeah.
And then when
I've
you
got
make the project, look at the finished garment.
Yes. Teresa says, John, does Claire-Louise mean make the hem a touch longer than the zip, Teresa, when you were just marking that bit there?
No, because the hem is a facing that's going to fold in like this.
Right.
So what I did is I've just made sure that the end of my zip hits the seam allowance where I'm going to
So it's exactly the right shape of the pattern, but where you put your zip, Teresa, so that's where your pattern finishes with your centimetre seam allowance. You just make sure that your zip finishes exactly on there because you're going to stitch around here when you do your bagging out of the jacket. Okay, right,
Great.
we've got about 10 or 11 minutes. I know, I told you it flies by.
Speed sewing.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the magic bit, okay?
Oh, Lynn wants to know whereabouts in Wales you're from.
I'm from Porthcawl.
Don't know where
I'm from Porthcawl.
Is that
It's
south?
South Wales,
Oh,
between halfway between Cardiff and Swansea, and I trained in Cardiff. I didn't get to go to a fancy school like you did. Although mine is now called the Royal Welsh College.
Yes, exactly. My niece, one of my nieces doesn't speak to me.
Is
She
she?
went there. She did, but they do drama and all that sort of thing, don't they? Right.
Okay, make sure your zip pull is out of the way.
Yes.
So that we can start sewing, because we can't see any of this when we start putting the lining on.
So basically, this is the finished jacket.
Yeah.
The lining is inside the sleeves, as you can see
I've
down
got
there.
them out, so they're out of
and
my way.
all of these seams have been top
Yeah.
stitched down. So the jacket is all, apart from the hemming and the lining, the jacket is finished.
Yes.
So then you make a lining.
Yes.
Which is all in the instructions, isn't it?
It is. And what you can see is you've got a little bit of the PU for the facing, so
Yes.
that if you wear the jacket open, which is a nice thing to do,
Yes.
you've got that sort of in there. And you also have a little bit of, this is your back neck facing,
Yes.
so that kind of holds
There's a yoke
Yeah.
there. And you've also,
have a waist facing.
of all of these pattern pieces, they're all in the book, aren't they?
They're
So you haven't got to
all
worry
in
about
there,
it.
no. And we spent a long time with the instructions on this one,
Yes.
making sure. Another thing that we did is we have offset seams. And that is because if that junction met that one,
yes.
you'd have like 6 layers.
Yes.
So we've offset them. That might look a bit weird, but when you're sewing at home, that means you haven't got lots of back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah, brilliant.
So
So
this-
you've made that
Yeah.
now exactly the same size as the pattern,
Yeah.
but there's a difference between the lining and the PU, isn't
Exactly.
there? And
The
that is.
same as the sleeves. What I've done is I cut halfway. There will be a lining piece that says cut here and an outer piece that says cut here. And
Yeah.
I cut between because I like to make this little pleat.
So the same as in the sleeve,
Yeah.
there's an extra tiny bit down there just for ease. It's
Yeah.
just for added ease because you don't want your centre back or any of your jacket
No.
pulling. So you've just got that extra bit of... Because if you wear a jumper underneath it or anything like that, it's going to
it's
pull
gonna
the
pull.
lining, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
not a jumper so much, but it's on other garments, like on
Yeah.
coats and things. If you wear something underneath, it's going to move your lining.
When you're hailing a cab, you've got to have like your reach
Do this, they don't
movements.
do that anymore,
Yeah, no,
do they?
you
Do
don't do
this?
that.
You know.
Pick up your handbag.
And then what's this? What's this? here?
Okay, so this centre back pleat is really important in a garment. So if you want to give someone a big cutch,
That's Welsh for hug.
that's what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh, hang on, we
it's-
didn't see that. Just show that again. There you go.
That's my pleat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I constructed this, I stitched from there to there on the
Yeah.
sewing machine, there to there on the sewing machine, and then I hand basted. So I do some.
Oh, so,
tacking,
yes.
But I didn't do any back stitching. Constructed this, and then you take the basting out to reveal the pleat.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you're making the lining, it's actually the right size
Yeah.
because that's been
Yeah,
tacked
that's
down, so
all
it's
been
actually the
wo-
right
yeah.
size because then it's not going to pull when you're doing the seams. All right, I'll let you get
Okay, so we are essentially going to join one shell, so this is now a shell
Yeah.
and this is a shell,
Yeah.
together. So I'm going to just tuck my... And the
So
reason the
are you
arm...
right sides together?
Yeah.
Yeah, right sides
The reason
together.
my armholes are open, and that will be hand sewn at the end, is just to make it easier to do. Because if
Yeah.
you've never bagged out a jacket...
Also,
yeah,
this is where 99.9% of the problems, if you bag out a whole
Yeah.
thing, the sleeves are the
Exactly.
ones. Yeah.
And because I've got a bespoke training, I find that if you anchor it with a hand stitch around the armhole, it lasts longer. So we're going to start by, I'm just lining up my, oh, I'm such a muppet.
You've done it the wrong way around. You're not a muppet.
Sorry, chaps. There we go. Right
After I
sides,
said put
right sides together.
Right sides together, so she
I
didn't.
think John was giving me a clue there.
No, I didn't know. I wasn't looking, to be honest. I thought she's an expert. She won't need my help.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. So I'm going to start. Again, I like to try and sew from the top of the body, but on this occasion, I'm just going to have to sew as it is.
Did you go around the whole jacket in one go?
I'm going to go around the neckline.
Oh, just the neckline. Right.
Then I'm going to go down the fronts.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go across the bottom.
And this is where your notches are important, because
Yeah.
you're now matching your notches from your main jacket to your notches to
Exactly,
your lining.
because the yoke, there isn't a shoulder seam. So there is a shoulder seam on the facing.
Right.
And I need to make sure that that matches to that notch.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to speed pin.
Yeah. How long have I got, sorry?
Ooh.
Till the end of the show?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm just going to bag out a whole jacket.
Yeah, in 5 minutes.
Okay. So I actually...
You'll get used to this.
I actually often sew without pins.
Okay.
But I don't recommend doing that.
Well, not if
For
you're
your first
making a
jacket.
And also, people at home aren't going to be having to do it in 45 minutes with thousands of people watching. On telly, your first time here.
Okay, so this is just popping a few pins to anchor it.
So you've pinned it up the zip, up the centre front,
Yeah.
round the whole neckline,
Yeah.
and then down the other side of the centre front.
And then you pin all the way around
Would you sew that?
the hem.
In real life, would you sew that now?
No, I just pin everything.
Okay.
And then I stop and start at the machine. It's like magic, John.
Yes.
So home sewers often call this sort of bagging out technique burrito, because you're sort of folding everything inside.
I've never made a burrito.
So again, can you see I've got a notch
Yeah.
that tells me that that goes to that seam. And I would definitely normally pin this a lot more carefully.
Yes, yeah.
As long as your notches are anchored, there is a
Yes.
little tiny bit of ease in here. Okay, so I always start with my neck, and I want to just make sure that I'm away from my stopper.
Yeah.
So that's my centimetre down
So
there.
are you still with your zipper foot, or do you go back to your normal foot now?
I could do the neck with a normal foot, but because I've got a zipper in there, and this is a really good stable zipper foot,
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep this on.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah? So 1 centimetre, all different tricks for lining that up, but since you're an intermediate sewer, you
Yes.
don't need to worry about seam allowance. So we're going to, so I need to make sure I'm not hitting my stopper. So this is the bit that you don't want to speed sew. And then we're going to whiz all the way around.
And of course, at home, you'd be sitting down.
I'd be sitting down. Well, I do actually sew standing up
do you?
sometimes. Yeah, I've got a cutting table this height, and I do all of my prep, all of my pinning standing, just because it's more ergonomic. And sometimes I do sew. So excuse my sewing, because I am
No.
speed sewing. So we're going to whiz round here.
You can get the sound effects whiz around here.
Now, I actually did sew this on a machine very similar to this, because I wanted to make sure that you could sew it on any machine, that you
Yes.
didn't need, you know,
super-duper one.
super-duper machine, exactly. Although I do have a rather nice industrial.
340 you're using at the moment.
Oh, okay, so this isn't going to be great
Stop putting yourself down.
because I'm speed sewing. So now we're going to go down the side of the zip.
Okay, so you've stopped. You don't pivot and go
No,
down. It's
and
completely
because
separate.
I really want these junctions to be firm.
Yes.
So a little tip, I've pinned it on the wrong side.
Okay, put your pins on the right
I usually sew from the garment side, because can you see how the stitch line gives me a really nice guideline?
Yeah.
If I sew from the facing side, I've got no guide.
No, of course.
So
Thank you, Sewing Quarter. Best programme ever for more advanced sewers. Going to have to stay for the next part with CL. That's from Lynn in Bristol. Oh,
Okay.
she's rubbish. She's rubbish. In that one, Lynn. She'll be rubbish then. That's at 11 o'clock.
All right, so I think I'm just going to turn out half of this
Yes.
so we get the sense of it.
You've gone very Welsh. Does that happen when you...
When I'm stressed.
When you're stressed?
Yeah.
So in real life, you do down both centre fronts and then you sew
Yeah.
all the way around the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just whiz around some of the bottom.
Yeah.
So again, this is just something, it's a really nice technique for making a clean looking garment. You've got what I call a clean finish. Is that the side that I've
This is the side you're sewing down, isn't it? Oh, no. Ignore me. Oh,
No, it is.
Tis. We might have to go over just slightly, if that's all right, isn't it? No, I don't mind, because it's important.
Okay, I've got a stopper here.
Yeah.
And usually you want to start on the side with a pull so you can move this around,
Yeah.
get it out of the way. Ooh.
Brilliant demo
So-
from Claire-Louise. Lots of tips, which makes the jacket seem doable. That's
It
from
is,
Anne in
it's so
Cheshire.
doable.
Oh, that's from Anne in Cheshire. Anne in Cheshire's... Oh, Anne in Cheshire says how it is. Anne in Cheshire will...
Thanks, Anne.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's good. If Anne says that, that's good. She's a perfectionist, is Anne.
All right, so we're at the centre back. So
Okay.
let's pretend I've gone
Pretend
all the way
you're
around. And then I would usually trim my seam allowances down.
Yeah.
And you kind of need to just cut off your corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we would turn this, because we've got an armhole free. So we would be coming through the armhole.
What a brilliant programme. I've never seen that method of putting in a lining before. That's Helen in Greater Manchester.
So it does feel a bit weird because
Yes.
you kind of, whew. So that's the side that we haven't stitched. And then we're just going to come in here, pull this sleeve,
So,
and then the very, very last stage is you go around and you top stitch all these edges just to stop the PU from rolling. And it just gives it a nice finish. And again, I've done it with a slightly, see how that step makes a really nice junction?
I'll just hold that there. The
Yeah.
step there, look, you see. Okay.
So it means the zip isn't kind of trapped.
No.
And then that is, once that's top stitched,
So you top stitch all the way around the neck,
Yeah.
all the way down the front, all
Yeah.
the way around the back. But then your lining is still loose there.
And
So
then
in
the
30 seconds...
the final stage,
Yep.
once I've top stitched,
Yeah.
I would tack that into place around my armhole.
Right, hang on. You tack the lining
Hand.
to the actual
To the garment,
Yep.
yeah. Then I pop my hand in here, I grab my sleeve lining that I tucked in earlier,
Yeah.
and I bring this out, and I've got that notch, so I know that matches to here. And then I just fold over the seam allowance. You could even press this in advance.
Yes, yeah.
Just be careful with the iron.
Yes.
And then you work your way around, matching up the various seam points
Yeah.
inside here. And this just makes a really strong armhole. So production jackets are often loose and they tear.
Yes.
So I'd go all the way around, and then using a slip stitch, I'd hand sew it.
Also, in period garments or men's tailoring,
Mm-hmm.
the lining in the body is different. You buy different. You
Yeah.
go to Mr. Atata's and you buy sleeve. That's my
Yeah.
day in Soho. You used to go to Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Atata's in Soho and buy your sleeve linings. That's
Yeah.
he sold that and buttons. Because if you don't want a heavier weight, this is fine. This is fine to do it all
Yeah.
like this.
But if you want, you buy a twill lining, which is a stronger lining because twill is woven with a bit more strength.
Exactly.
So you nip all the way around there, and that's
And
really
hand
the only
stitch it.
bit of hand stitching you need. And then you've got a fabulous
Little jacket.
wear with everything jacket.
Sleeveboard Mo says, brilliant programme, when's she on again? In an hour's time.
Thanks, Mo.
In an hour's time. Now, the pattern comes from this book.
Yep.
I don't know, which is your book.
It's my book.
It's her very, very... We've used it loads and loads of times since we've been here. £21.99. Both Claire-Louise's projects for today are from there. Don't go anywhere. She'll be back in now. I'll be back in 3 minutes with Janis, and we're doing dog vests. Go!
Bye.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
I'm really thankful to my mum for introducing me to sewing and lots of different crafts. To say she introduced me makes it sound formal. They were just always around because she did a bit of everything, and her sewing machine was very much part of the furniture at home. When I was really small, my mum would make doll's clothes for me. And so I would see her sewing and making things. And then as I got older and was allowed to use her machine, we progressed and I would make things with her. And then the first big project I really remember making together was a mint green dressing gown. And it was a real challenge, but she was there with me and we made it, and I wore it for years. This is something I made for my mum. She asked for a cover to go over her lace pillow because she does lots of different crafts and has a lace pillow that she would hand make lace with bobbins on. And she just wanted something in between time she was working on it, just something to cover over it, keep it safe, keep any dust off it. And so I made her this mini quilt that just fits perfectly over her pillow and keeps everything safe.
Join Sewing Quarter at the Sewing for Pleasure show this March. From Thursday the 15th to Sunday the 18th, the NEC in Birmingham is transformed into fabric heaven, where you can enjoy sewing, quilting, patchwork and dressmaking with the experts. Find the Sewing Quarter team on stand H06. And with the chance to meet our guest designers as well as presenters Natasha and me, John, we'll have live demonstrations for you to enjoy, plus special show prices on exciting product. Snap up your tickets and bring a friend for free with our 2-for-1 ticket code exclusive to Sewing Quarter. Quote the code EV26 at www.sewingshow.co.uk and you can get 2-for-1 prices on adults and seniors for 1, 2 and 3 day tickets. On Sunday, the 11th of March, we're in for a very special softie show. We know that many of you were disappointed to have missed out on Jo Carter and her softies at the knitting and stitching show last weekend due to the snow. So, as a one-off special, we're bringing our exhibition exclusive softie kits to you this Mother's Day. These brand new, easy to assemble, digitally printed fabric kits come with everything you need to make Jo's Easter Bunny, the cutest sausage dog, and a bear in a bag kit in a choice of red or blue. The only hard decision will be which softie to choose. We'll also have some of our favourite Jo Carter softies on the show, such as her dragon, ballerina, mermaid, and big-eared bunny. So make sure that you don't miss out on Jo Carter's Toy Box specials this Mother's Day. Tune in at 9 AM on Sunday the 11th of March, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Look, Ali, I've still got them on. They're doing a treat, aren't they? I hadn't hit my microphone once or anything. Oh, look, I'm waiting. Before I do this, I've got to tell you about the competition. Mother's Day competition, which closes at midnight tonight. And if you're watching tomorrow, that midnight tonight is Saturday night at midnight. You can win an afternoon tea for two when you shop between the 8th and the 10th of March. So if you've already bought something yesterday or the day before, your name's in the raffle. If you buy anything today, up until midnight, your name will go in the raffle. If you buy one thing, your name goes in once. If you buy 10 things, your name goes in 10 times. Then at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will be announcing the winner. And you'll get a voucher to go out for afternoon tea, near where you live. And if the winner lives near me, I might come too. Anyway, just casual. Oh, you might not want me. You might not want me to come. But anyway, now if you've got a Colin the Chihuahua, like Julie and Mike have, this would be beautiful. He wouldn't wear it because he's very butch. Colin the Chihuahua. It's cute, though, isn't it? That's where the head goes. That's where the feet go. It's lovely, isn't it? And then it opens up, so you can put it on. Look, I'll show you. Opens up like that, so it's easy to put on them and everything. How cute is that? And you've got the little place there for you to put the, what's that thing called? Lead. I've got 4 bundles. So I've got 2 patterns and I've got 4 bundles to show you. the pattern that, oh, hang on, the pattern that Janis is working from is this one here. So that's the one. So I've got two patterns to show you. I've got that one. Can you show the bottom of it as well? Because it's got cushions in this pattern as well. So it's got the two coats. We've made this one. The two coats and the two cushion patterns in there. $8.99. I'm just putting it back together. There you go. And we've got bundles for that pattern. I've got bundles. Well, you can use the bundles whatever you want to, but these bundles have been put together for this particular pattern. But we also have another pattern, which is if you've got bigger dogs, this one would be better, or you want different, not baskets, but cushions and things like that. So you get a dog bed pattern in 3 sizes, the leash case, a harness, a vest and a coat all come in that one for $7.99. But we haven't done bundles for that one, so our yardaging here might not correspond to the projects in that one. They're to go with the projects in this one. Tula, squirrels. Oh no, that's naughty, isn't it? Putting squirrels on the coat. There we go. There, this is the, oh, hang on, you can't see the squirrels on that one. You get a metre of that. And you get a metre of the black. They're lovely, aren't they? £22.99. And you get the thread. 2 metres of fabric in the thread, £22.99. The one that Janis is using, sorry? Yeah, the one Janis is using is this one. I'd say this one was for a little girly dog, because if you put it on a boy dog, he's going to get picked on in the park, isn't he? Hummingbirds, New Tilda from the Lemon Tree range. And then look at that, with that gorgeous green, citrusy green there. And the thread, 2 metres of fabric, £23.99. Then I'd say this one was more of a butch dog, this next one. Yeah, because look, country butch dog, that one. Metre of the check. And a metre of, oh no, is this cotton canvas I've got here? Hang on. Hang on, let me just feel them all. No. Just solid spectrum. It felt like canvas, but it's not. It's solid spectrum ocean, plus the thread, $15.99. And then last but not least, I've got, not mosquitoes, dragonflies. Yes, let's put mosquitoes on your dog, why not? Dragonflies. I like that fabric. Now, have I seen that before? What make is it? Oh, yes, it's from the Sashiko range, isn't it? That's from that Sashiko range, isn't it? Beautiful. And then you've got the Azure, I think that one is, isn't it? Oh, okay. It's marine blue, apparently. I thought it was more Azure. That was marine blue. And the thread, £20.99. So let me take over the patterns and the finished thing. And let's go and see Janis. Oh, I need... hello. The patterns have been on before, but they've never been on the sky when we've been on Sky before. On the Sky. Right, Janis.
I'm making the pink floral one.
I know that. Well, they're gorgeous,
oh, isn't it lovely? What is it there with dogs and squirrels?
Don't say squirrels in front of Luna. And there was another dog earlier, wasn't it? Ralph. Ralph and Luna. Was it Ralph? Or was that the... No, it was Ralph, wasn't it?
They get crazy.
Ralph and Luna.
They get crazy, don't they?
They do.
Squirrels. It's absolute great. You know. Anyway. This was such a fun project.
Oh, hang on. I've got a picture of Luna. I've got a picture of Luna.
Oh, have you? Hello, Luna.
Oh. Luna's gorgeous, but look at the house.
You should be looking at the dog.
Oh, I love that house.
Oh, isn't he lovely, the dog?
The dog's beautiful. The dog's beautiful.
Luna. Oh,
what's that in front of the telly? Or is it on a glass table?
It's on the glass table.
Oh, is that your sewing room? Oh, it's gorgeous. I love that fireplace. What colour are the walls? Anyway, let's move on.
What's he like? Can't take him anywhere. Can you? Can't take you anywhere.
Who said that? Maggie says, I'm going to make Luna a bone mat from earlier. Right.
Aww. Right then. But wait until she's seen this.
Yes.
Because I love this project today.
Oh, good.
Because I'm a dog lover.
Yeah,
and I'm an animal lover. So, but the first thing we've got your back, you've got the underneath, you've got that for the D-ring and where the attached sleeve, and then we've got the collar. So the first thing we do is we apply, cut the pieces of fabrics out, and what you have to do is cut out in the lining and just the 2 pieces in the lining now.
Right, okay.
And then the fleece, because you want it that bit thicker because it's a cotton.
Is that this fleece?
Yeah, to give it a bit of an to give it a bit of thickness.
Bit of oomph, yeah.
Because the cotton's quite a thin cotton. But ideally, if it's summer, use the smaller fleece, the thinner fleece.
Thinner
but
fleece.
with this, the winter, with it still being a bit springy, I mean, we had snow last week.
Is this ADH? No, that's not. Yes, 8640. I do apologise. 8640, 9.99.
And it irons on lovely.
It's not very glamorous to look at, but it's perfect.
It is perfect. So the first thing we do
Yes.
is stay stitch around the neck edge. So stay stitch by going in about a 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch,
Okay.
whatever
That's not
personal
much in.
choice is.
You may be wondering why Janice has got a fat quarter bundle, some pinking shears and some snippy scissors in front of her machine. Because we've done a little bundle for this machine. But are you ready to do it now, or shall I do it later? It's not a very attractive picture, is it? So you get the Iris fat quarter, you get the pinking shears, oops, and you get the little snippy, oh, there you go, little snippy scissors. If you buy the machine, it's always £449, whatever. Today, you pay £449, but we throw in a gift worth £31.97. The fat quarter, the pinking shears, and the little snips.
So you stay stitch the lining exactly the same, which I've already done.
Yeah.
So that's what you do first. Then we do the collar. So interface the one side of the collar, put right sides together.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do, you're going to machine round the outer edge, leaving the neck edge opened.
Right.
Okay. So again, we just machine round. I thought that was a seamy pan. It's not.
It's an awl, is it an awl or is it a
awl.
fixer? That's an awl. Where, did you just go in the warehouse and pick that up?
No.
Have you not read the note on the door?
No, I don't go in there anymore.
No, you're not allowed.
I know. I was told off. So don't go there now.
So you're just stitching?
So I'm just stitching round the outside.
You don't need a seam ripper, do you? Oh,
No.
Let's not tempt fate.
No, just...
Right, now the patterns, right, the pattern are different. The one for the larger dogs with the leash and all that that's across the bottom there, that's that one there. I'll just take a quick look at that. That's the graphic at the bottom, that one there. And then the main graphic is the one that Janice has made, this one here.
Now what happens with me, John, as well, and I was just talking to Hayley about this, because I'm left-handed, I look awkward with certain things I do. It's like with this, I had to turn it round the other way for me to machine it, because I look at things a bit different being left-handed, and you do look awkward. And I used to have a mother-in-law, and she couldn't stand watching me iron. She used to, oh, let me have the iron off you. You look too
Because
awkward.
you look cack-handed,
because I
because you
looked,
didn't
I looked
left-handed.
awkward to her. Ironing. Yeah, so some of the things I do might look awkward to the viewer, and it's only because I'm left-handed. So,
see, now, if you hadn't mentioned that, I've never noticed that, right? Now you've mentioned it, I'm going to look at it and go, oh, Janice, just give me that.
yeah,
Oh,
because
well.
I look awkward. Right, so because it's a collar as well, I actually clip into the curve.
Okay.
So you just clip in so that it curves nice when you're actually turning it right side out.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't say this on the pattern, but this is what I always do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just to give it a nice...
Oh, hang on, it says, hello, John, you will be wanted.
Oh,
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I haven't got a dog, but going to be watching. Love, Janice and you together. See you on Friday. Oh, you're going to, I'm at Sewing for Pleasure on Friday. Oh, come and say hello, Joe. You
Go
will
and
be
beat him up
wanted.
for me, Joe.
I think that might... What?
Go and beat him up for me, Joe.
We don't condone violence. That's very important to Janice. Oh, I've got blouse, Janice. You were in that earlier.
Thank you. No? Yes? Didn't you notice it before, John?
No, I was too busy looking in your eyes, Janice. Or down the front of your blouse, whichever you want to say.
So turn it right side out. And again, another little tip is, and I show this every time, John, you're too close. You're in my space. So, if you can't get the seam out...
All right, we'll just have a look at it then.
Double thread.
Oh, sorry, I'm a bit too close.
Double thread. With a needle, just go in one side of the seam, up through the other side of the seam. Slowly, don't pull it all the way through. Grab the 2 loops and pull, and that will pull the seam out, and you'll get a perfect seam. So
You're not doing tailor tacks today then?
I've done them
Oh, all right then.
a lot of the time. So we'll do the tailor tacks next time. So if I just press this down, is the iron on?
Yes.
Well done. So I'll just give it a press before we actually... Look at the birth now.
What?
The wide berth you live at. Come back. It don't feel like you're being all over there. I need you, John. Okay, that's it, lovely. So then what we're going to do is we are going to attach the collar.
Yeah.
Now, when you're cutting out, you'll do your markings.
Yeah.
And your markings will match your markings.
Oh, okay,
on
yeah.
there. So literally put that on, right sides together, like so.
Just sew it together? Oh, because there's a lining going in, isn't there?
Yeah. And like John said, because of the lining, you just sew it.
But that's quite a few layers of fabric
it's
and
quite thick.
fleecy lining and everything, isn't it?
That's why I say, if you go, you see, winter, you want a thicker coat.
Yes.
The summer, you use the thinner fleece.
Yes, yeah.
So, or if you just want, it's all according to what thickness you want, really, how warm, because you might just want to do it on the actual body part.
And not the collar, yeah.
And not the collar, because I was umming and ahhing whether to do it on the collar. And I thought, oh, I will. I'll just show the viewer the finished look of the thick one.
And did you just use a normal needle?
Yeah, normal needle, normal machine needle.
And actually, because the curves going together, it's not like doing a sleeve head, is it? They're going the same. The curves going in the same direction,
Same
isn't it?
direction.
Oh, that's just broken a dream. I dreamt that I kidnapped one of One Direction last night.
Which one?
What was that? No, he had long hair and flowery trousers on.
Harry, that would be Harry, I think.
Oh, was it?
So, and what you have as well, the collar, you always have like a little bit of a 5/8 seam on either side.
Because you're going to be sewing up there, aren't you, later? Yeah.
So that's what you do next.
Okay.
And this goes together quick.
Well, I was going to say, it's only 17 minutes past, Janis.
It does. It
Slow
goes
down.
Goes quite quick, this does.
Hello, Janis.
So-
I am left-handed too, says Claire in County Durham, and know exactly what you mean. I struggle with rulers, numbers, and cutting fabric. Fab dog coat, though, Janis.
Thank you.
That was Claire in County Durham.
Thank you, Claire. So again, 1/4-inch seams, and if it buffles...
Right, up to what size does the harness
crease
pattern cover, please? Well, I'll tell you on both, or will it tell me?
It does, it gives you the measurements of the dog.
Oh, hang on, I've got...
I tried to put it on Dodger and you wouldn't
Okay,
have
so the
it.
one that Janis is making, which is my main graphic. Oh, here we go. The largest size it goes to is 13.5 to 16 inches in the length, and the girth is 18 to 20 inches. So you just got to measure your dog. Now, does it say where you measure from too? Because the length must be, the length can't include the tail, can it? It must just be the body. Wouldn't include the tail, would it? No. Okay, and then this one. Sorry, Janis, you're waiting for me.
No, I'm just going to trim off the
Okay.
notches.
Oh. This one doesn't have a size on it.
Doesn't it? I tried to measure my Dodger and he wasn't having none of it.
What size, Janis?
My Dodger, because he's a staff. I was trying to put the goat
Oh,
on.
no, that wouldn't have fitted in, will it?
No, the tape measure.
Oh, the tape measure wouldn't go around it. Oh, blimey, Janis.
He was just biting it.
Oh.
I thought, you devil.
I haven't got any size. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, no, it just says the coat size is small to medium, large to extra large, double XL to 3XL, and 4X to 5X. But it doesn't actually have... Oh, talking rubbish. Right. Here we go. The small in this pattern here, the small is 6.5 to 9 inches in length, 11 to 13 girth. The medium, 9 to 11 length, 13.5 to 15.5 medium girth. The large, 11. Oh, it could go on forever. Right, the largest one is 21.5 to 27.5 inch length, and the girth is 27 to 35. That fit me, that. So that's the biggest one, and then it goes in ranges up from there. If you want me to tell you what the others are, I'll do that later, but it'll just take too long to read all those out now. Right, we've got a picture of Stanley. Oh, look, which pattern would be good for Stanley?
I'd say the
But there's no
larger
measurements.
bits.
Helen
No.
sent that in. Is that made Bouzon Fouzon, whatever they're called? Boujou Fouzou? What are they called?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
He's only little, but I think he looks bigger because they have bigger, fluffier heads, don't they?
I wonder how big his girth
Helen, I
is.
can't tell, I'm afraid.
I know, you can't really tell, can you?
He's gorgeous. But I was going to say, all of them will cover him because
Yeah.
this one doesn't go particularly big, but he only looks little, so either of them will cover him, won't they?
Whereas I think if you make that one in a large,
Yeah, exactly.
and what I'd do is I'd start large and cut down.
Would you?
You could do
Wouldn't make a
that.
toile
Yeah.
or starve your dog till it fits the coat. I'm only joking. Don't condone animal cruelty. Right, so I've done all that, right.
So then what you have to do then is just add on to the actual, where the collar is and the actual body,
Yeah.
the underneath. And what you do here, the darts that are on this side,
The
because
notch, you
there's
mean?
the notches, there's no other notch yet. There's no other notch on this, so you can't go wrong really.
Oh, okay. So the notch goes to the
the
notch.
goes to the notch. So we machine down just
Oh, here you go.
Down
John,
there.
you measure your dog from where the collar sits to the top of the tail and round the girth. Well, I knew the girth because I've got a girth, haven't I? But, excuse me. So don't measure from here. So it's like the nape of the neck, isn't it? You measure from the nape of the neck to the start of the tail. And what was the other thing you asked me just then?
See, I've tried dodgering coats and he just wants them off. I can't, and I worry about him because of him being a staff. There's no fur,
No.
and he just will not keep them on. And
He doesn't need it. He runs around getting hot,
He
doesn't he?
does. He's nutter.
Do you think this is a beginner's project? If you haven't followed a pattern before, is it quite easy to follow?
Yeah, it's ever so easy.
Yeah.
Even the collar. The nice thing about this pattern, the collar goes on lovely, and before you do a blouse or something like that, you can try a collar on this, and then it's more or less, you know,
same thing, yeah.
and it's the same thing.
Okay.
And this is an easy project to start
Yeah.
doing a collar.
And it's only a little
I think
project. Well, I
so.
suppose it depends how big your dog is, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just press that little seam open, but from
Oh,
the
yes.
outside.
And also, your dog
So-
can't go, oh, this, you know, this is a bit scratchy, a bit itchy, like a human being can.
So just press it. That's it. And also you can, as well, which it does say, you can top stitch around your collar if you do
Okay.
wish so too. So with that, what you then do,
I'm
you
a bit
do-
worried that we're going to be finished in about 4 minutes.
You're not, because we've got the D-ring to put on, the Velcro to put
Oh, okay,
on,
all right
and
then.
things like that. So, and we've got the D-ring to do, so we're fine.
All right, don't worry, I'm not
okay.
worried, Janis. Just say.
So right sides together again.
So you've just sewn this down one seam there, the same.
Exactly the
but
same.
there's no collar on this one,
There's
though.
no collar on
Yeah.
this one. So because what you're going to do is attach it like so.
So, hang on, can I just ask what all this is then? So you've machine sewn
Right.
that seam there, two them together. What's all this,
Right, these
this?
are the actual, because these are where my tailor's tags came in. These
Yes.
are the actual placement lines of where the Velcro is going to go.
Oh, okay.
So if we show you one here,
Yeah.
if you look on the back, see, there's your Velcro.
Yeah, or one touch fastening. Oh no, ours is Velcro actually.
So, but I'm going to be using on
Oh,
this
you're going to be
one,
using the sticky
the
ones.
sticky ones.
Okay, we'll get to
This
that in a
was
sec.
actually sew on.
Yeah.
So, so that's your placement lines there.
Oh, okay. I
And
just
you have
didn't
your
know. I just couldn't
placements on
figure out
the
what they were. But
inside.
yes, okay.
I don't think you can see it. And Velcro's there as well.
Yeah.
So on the inside, it's on the three ends. So
Okay,
And
sorry.
that's
I'll put it back together.
So with that, you do your placement lines and a tailor's tack. So
This pattern up here, the top one, which is the one we're making, over half the stock of sold already. Sold, not just in basket, sold.
So if you get an actual, I'll show you how to do a tailor's tack. So that what I've done on here, where I show the placement lines for your Velcro.
Okay.
So if I just show you how to do a tailor's tack. So as you're going along a line, say that was your line on the actual pattern
Yeah.
you're marking, what you do, stick your needle in, come up, leave, go back down. So you go in, come up, go down,
Yeah.
come up, and leave a big loop. If you're going through 2 pieces of fabric, you need the loop to be bigger than if you're going through 1.
Yeah.
So then snip it off
Yeah.
when you've done all, because you can literally do like a running
Whole
stitch
row of them,
leaving.
yeah.
Then cut into your loop, and then you can pull the pattern piece off,
Yeah.
and it will leave the markings that you've just done. If it's 2 pieces of fabric together, when you open it, before you actually pull it apart, you don't pull it apart, you pull open and you snip between the 2, so they'll leave the marking on both sides.
Okay, brilliant.
And that's what you do with the tailor's
Apparently
tack.
Stanley is a frise-on bijou.
Yeah. A bijou.
Did she write what it's called? Oh. Yeah, right, have a look at this. This is Ralph.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, look, do you think I should make a coat to go with Ralph's hat?
Yes.
Is that Ralph Squirrel's Ralph?
With the
from
squiggles,
earlier?
with the oh, isn't he lovely?
Oh, that is a gorgeous picture. Anyway,
Oh.
sorry, Janis.
Right, hold on. Now, what I've gone and done, I've sewn that the wrong side.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
No, it's okay.
There was me saying, we're going to try and unpick it.
Yeah,
You haven't got an unpicker.
I haven't got an unpicker. I know. Don't do this at home.
What are you doing?
I'm just snipping through the stitching. Don't do this at home.
No.
John, you okay?
Can I go and do bundles?
Yeah, you
Is it
can do
half past? Yeah, I'm
bundles.
going to go and do bundles while you fix it. Is
Okay.
that right?
Yeah. You just don't it. Janis, don't do that on there.
Yes. Oh, my eyes have gone funny suddenly.
Luckily enough, John, it's only demo.
Yeah, it's not live, Janis. We'll cut that bit out of the bit when it goes out later. Right. The pattern that Janis is using is this one. $8.99. Now, remember, more than half of them have sold. Oh, and now we're down to single figures already. So it has the 2 patterns for the 2 coats and the 2 patterns for the 2 cushions. And the bundles we've done to go with that pattern are these. The one that Janis already made, the Tula, you get 2 meters of fabric. You get a meter of Tula, you get a meter of the black, and you get the black thread. £22.99. Okay, there's the still. The one that Janis is making, gorgeous, this is the Tilda. I don't know if it's called Hummingbird, is it this one? Oh, do you know what? Last night I got a parcel, my next door neighbour brought me round a parcel, and it was from Davigno, it's saying Happy Easter, right? And I was thinking, oh, it's an Easter egg, it's an Easter egg. It was loads of peony bulbs for the garden. They're going to be gorgeous. Here we go, Tilda Plum Hummingbird bundle, metre of that, and a metre of the, is that citrus, plus the thread. 20. The thing is, if you're not making a dog, if you're not making a coat for your dog, that's 2 meters of fabric for your stash. They're lovely, aren't they? I know, Jay hasn't got a working shoulder, but he's got a puppy now. And yesterday he said life can't get much better than, no, he's not having to work, is he? But it was something funny, like sitting watching some programme on the telly. Anyway, wonder if they set a date for their wedding yet. Mikey, you know, my nephew who's getting married, they don't know what country they're getting married in, they don't know a venue, anything. It's theirs is the first one out of all of them, but Anna's found her frock. So I sent a message going, oh, so you don't need me after all, right? All a bit kind of, you know, oh, okay then. And she went, oh no, Uncle John, I need help with the bridesmaids. Like, anyway, it's fine. Green and blue check bundle, metre of that. Metre of the, no, that was the other one that they call marine. What's this one called? Ocean. Ocean. Plus the thread, $15.99. And the one that's got marine, which I think is azure, but it's marine blue. Plus the lovely dragonflies. That fabric's from Japan. That's Sevenberry fabric, isn't it, from Japan? And then the thread. £20.99. So those bundles all go with the pattern, if you're going to do the whole thing with the pattern from there. And now remember, if you multiply the bundle, you get, so say you bought this one, right? You'll get 2 meters of the dragonfly, but they won't be joined together, and you'll get 2 meters of the marine, but they won't be joined together. If you buy fabric from our bolt, and you know, they will come joined together, but these don't come joined together. And then the other pattern, it's better if you've got a bigger dog, much bigger dog. Oh, $7.99. Dog pattern with 3 sizes of the bed, the leash case, the harness, the vest, and the coat. £7.99. A third of the stock of those have gone. Okay, so I'll go back to see how Janice is getting on now. Have you fixed it, Jan?
You know when you go wrong, don't you?
Yeah.
So, right, so that's it. So it's now right sides together.
Right.
And what we've got to do now is machine round and pin round all of the...
In which
and
order?
We leave, you pin it, machine it, and then you have to leave a gap open at the bottom.
At the bottom.
To turn it, that's it. So what we're going to
Start
do...
on the straight across the bottom, because the rest of it's very curvy, isn't it?
So I'm going to start...
Oh, what about this?
it.
Do we not do this yet?
No, you do that afterwards. Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's like if you wanted to do it the other way around and attach the Velcro first to the line.
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the D-ring.
And the D-ring,
Oh, okay.
no, the D-ring goes on afterwards.
Okay. The sewing machine bundle, which I told you about, so it's the 540 machine, and you get the iris fat quarter, the pinking shears, and the snips, saving over £30. £31.97. Hannah's doing that thing where she goes, I've got less than 9 now, which means I've got 8. She's doing, you're saving over £30. £31.97.
All the tricky bit is with this, changing the subject, is with your collar, just watch that you don't catch your collar.
Let's see that. So there's the collar.
There's the collar. Just make sure that when you're pinning your lining, you just fold that in.
Yeah.
And you attach it.
I'd be tempted to pin it.
Pin it. Pin it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do, can't you, really?
Yeah, if you want, John, you can.
I know. Let's pin it for John.
No,
I'm pinning it now.
It'll go wrong.
No, I don't pin it because I don't want too much of a crease in it.
Oh, all right, then.
So I wouldn't pin it myself. I'd just, do it with your hand, and because I don't want the crease to stay permanent, even though you can always press it back down, can't you, really?
Yeah,
so
I don't think the dog's going to mind.
No. But, I tried to put that on Dodger afterwards. Oh, he weren't having it.
Well, how big is he? I thought you said he was huge.
He is, but I was just trying it on him.
I think that would fit Norman and Nellie.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
I will take the pins out as I'm going along on this.
Okay.
It's best to, I think. So again, with your collar, just make
Tuck it
sure
in, yeah.
you tuck it in. Keep tucking in the collar and everything. And then pin it all the way around. Are you all right, John?
I'm fine. I listened to Anna. I think she might be talking to herself. Now she's been all quiet.
There's all bits that, and of course you've got the little markings again, but I actually cut them off, I think, when I trimmed the other bit, so we didn't...
Yeah,
know,
you're muttering, Janis. Nobody
Sorry.
can hear what you're saying.
No, all it was, I actually, when I went round the collar, I actually cut off the guides.
Oh,
and
because you chopped it back.
And
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done, really.
No.
So that's
should
what I
wait
was
till
saying.
now.
I should have waited
Yeah.
till now. So.
Impatience, like your middle name, isn't it?
I know, and I'm just like this. I just work at this pace. Anyway, so it's mad, isn't it?
We
really?
have.
So what are you doing for your mother for Mother's Day?
My mum's in heaven.
Oh, you should. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, look, change the subject. Look at this dog. What's...
in the snow.
I don't think he needs a coat. Who is it? Who is he? Who is he, Hannah? Sam.
Sam.
And he belongs to Sarah. I think he's made out of teddy bear fur.
Oh, isn't he lovely? I love
Yes.
fluffy dogs as well.
Oh, look at his gorgeous face.
I bet he'd never seen snow before.
What do I dog? Pardon?
I bet he'd never seen snow before.
No.
Then again, we have had it the last few years.
He's a golden
haven't we?
cocker spaniel.
Oh, isn't he lovely?
He looks bigger. I thought cocker spaniels were quite small.
He is big, isn't he, for the cocker spaniel?
Is he? Hang on. If he's a golden cocker spaniel, Hannah has suddenly invented a new breed. She's crossed it with a golden retriever. Oh, he looks gorgeous.
Right now, what
Anyway.
I'm going to do, I'm going to just now. So you're pinning it all the way
All the way
round, but
round,
now
yeah.
I'm going to go a bit and stick a few just pins in
Yeah, I would. If I were him.
occasionally. So it's just to show them about pinning the collar in and making sure.
Yeah, there's a cockapoo
know.
lives opposite me, and she's got fur like that though. So maybe it's part of the.
They're lovely, aren't they? Yeah. But here on the edge,
Yeah.
you just got to make sure you get round the curve.
What? I'm just letting you concentrate. I'm being quiet so you can concentrate.
When I concentrate, I'll go ever so quiet, then I'll switch off and I'll go into
that's
my own
not
little
good.
world. That's accounts for you. Again, it is. You switch off, you say, when you're trying to balance figures.
What's your dog called? Bodger?
Dodger.
Dodger?
Bodger.
Should get Martin sending a picture of Bodger.
Dodger.
Dodger.
Come on, Mark. He's lovely, he's old.
Martin or the dog?
Both. Both. Okay, seam to seam.
Yeah.
Stick your pin in. Make sure your seams match on here.
Oh, Helen asked which interfacing it was. It was this one, the fluffy one.
I'll use the fluffy one because it's not quite summer yet. So if you're going to make it, you can make two coats, you see. You can do one for the summer and one for the winter. So if it's a bit colder outside, I'd do two coats personally.
H640, this one little Paul, every excuse we have to put it in, he'll put it into a show. H640 fusible fleece, 1 metre piece, £9 and then 10 pence. But again, you can use it for lots of things. Lucy's used it when she quilted the front of a cushion back.
You use it for everything, don't you, Lola? Right, that's it then. So away we go with the machine.
Machine will have thought you've left
So there
it.
you go. So it does look a bit bulky here where the collar is. But apart from that, and we're going to machine it now all the way around.
Okay.
In one swoop. Just normal needle. Cool jute stitch seam. I use the actual seam that's on the...
Yeah, don't forget to leave the gap. Oh, yeah.
I have.
Good.
There we go. Away we go. This is the best bit of the machine.
What's the seam allowance, did you say?
1/4 of an inch. I'm using on it.
What's the matter with your shoes today, little mate? Oh, it's the floor. Thought your shoes making a funny noise.
So you up to anything nice tomorrow, John, or are you working?
I'm here.
Are you here?
Yeah.
Oh. That'd be nice on
Oh, no,
Mother's
it'd be lovely.
Day.
No, it'd be really nice.
That's if you can get in because of everything going on outside.
Well, we'll be all right because tomorrow in this area it's the St Patrick's Parade. And they shut the whole area down. And when I say shut the whole area down, because we obviously have worked here for a year, but obviously in the area for a couple of years, and it's really shut down. We'll be fine coming in as long as Hannah's not late.
Really?
She was on time today, but as long as Hannah's not late, we'll get through because they start shutting the road at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're here at just before 6 anyway. Oh. I wonder if Amanda will know, won't she? Amanda's on with me tomorrow. But then when we come to go home, it can be really, really difficult because not only they have one road that's open for us to get out, but everyone just parks wherever they fancy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We used to work on Paisley Street and Floodgate Street, and down there everyone just parked in the middle of the road. I couldn't get home.
See, I avoided it last year. I was working here last year, but of course I did. It was the day I wasn't on.
Oh no, not last year. Because we were here last year. It was the year before I got stuck in there. It's good. It's good fun to go down if it's because I tell you what. 2 years ago, it was baking hot, absolutely baking hot. Because I wandered down to there's a Starbucks in the Digbeth bus station. I walked down there to see what was going on, and the atmosphere was lovely, but it was boiling hot.
Can be too hot, can't it, really?
Could be bad.
Certain things.
It was nice and sunny yesterday. It was beautiful and sunny yesterday.
Because I remember when I went to New York on July the 4th. And
Last year?
No, a few years ago. And Amy was a baby. Well, she was about 11, 10. No, she was younger than that. She was about 10. And where you think...
10 months or 10 years?
10 years.
Okay.
But when you get into the actual where you're supposed to be, they don't serve drinks and that. And it was like 80-odd degrees. And I'd got no drink. I thought you could get them like you can on our streets. And
no, you can't. No.
And she dehydrated. She was ever so bad.
Oh,
and I lost our video camera and everything.
Oh, what was worse? Lose the video or having a dehydrated daughter.
Because of the panic, I gave the camera to my mum and she put it down and somebody pinched it. Yeah, so lost all our,
footage
our holiday.
Oh.
That was a shame at the time, So if you ever go to New York, just make sure you take lots of drinks if you're going to go to the July 4th parade.
I used to live in New York, Dennis. I used to live in Manhattan, Hannah's going in May.
Yeah.
Beginning of May. Oh, starts getting very warm then.
Yeah.
She's going to take a cutout of you, Janis, and photograph the cutout in all the places in New York and send them to you so you can pretend it was your holiday picture. Right? And she'll have a little version of Amy.
Version of Amy. Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favourite places in the world to live, New York.
Jealous of you living there.
Oh, it was brilliant. And also, it's really weird because everyone says, oh, New York, it's so dangerous, so dangerous. I was there for a year, didn't come across... Well, I say I didn't come across anything awful. On my second night, there was a noise outside my apartment window, so I looked out the window and someone got shot on the street corner. And I was like, after that, I would not walk along the streets on my own. And I moved there in the October, November. And I got up one morning, there was thick snow and there were no cabs because I used to get a cab every morning to work, so I had to walk. And then from that day on, I just thought, I love it here. I absolutely love it here.
Oh.
I cried when I left.
Oh, really? You're going to have to go back one day.
I've been back a few times, but not to live there.
But not to live.
No one's offered me a job there since. Are we nearly there, Janis?
Yeah. It's nice to have a chat, though, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just feel it for the people at home, that's all.
They're quite happy hearing our stories, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear about theirs as well. New York. Happy days.
Happy days.
Nearly there. One more pin to go. Yay! Okay. Exciting. But that's it. So we turn it right side out.
Yeah.
And then we have to sew.
What's that pin there for? Can I take that pin out?
Yep. All pins out. That's it. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Just trim the ends of it. That's it. Just trim the ends, turn it right side out.
It's just like bagging out a very unusual shaped cushion cover.
It is, isn't it? But the thing was, I had to say to Martin, how do you do this on a dog? Because I didn't know the shape, how to do it.
Oh,
to get it
you
like
had to put it on.
Oh, another pin.
Oh.
So, turn it right side in, shove it all. This is the awkward bit on camera. It's getting this.
Do you want Derek the Dobber?
Oh, we all do.
Oh, yeah, he's there.
Is he there?
I've got, what have I got in here? I've got Velcro D-rings. While you're doing that, Janice, could do the Velcro through. So we've got stick-on Velcro for... now, is that strips? Yeah, that's stripped Velcro. Strips of Velcro in the black.
That's what I used on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be okay in the wash. Look, if you look on it, there should be there's usually a wash sign, isn't there? I was looking. Yeah, wash at 30 degrees, but not in the first 24 hours. No. We can put it on the dog straight away, but you won't be able to wash it in 24 hours. I can see it in French, but I can't see it in English. No sewing, gluing or ironing required. Simply peel, stick and done. Wash and dry fabric before applying. Peel from release liner and press adhesive into fabric. Reaches full permanent bond after 24 hours. Oh yes, so don't put it on your dog for 24 hours. Works best on cotton, polyester, polyblends and nylon. Yeah, it's no good. They could buttons. They could join. So I've got the black in strips, but I've got the white in dots. Yeah, it's like if you make a cover from the dog's beds, it's like your duvet where the... who was it saying the other day? Oh, Lucy, her children's duvet covers have got Velcro on them. That's the white one there, oval stick-ons. You get 8 pairs for $3.99. Okay, so we haven't got it the other way around. I haven't got white in strips and black in spots then as well. No, that's funny, isn't it? You all right, Janice?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's happening? I've caught the colour.
Oh, I told you to pin it.
You did, didn't you? I haven't got a seam ripper with me.
Do what?
A seam ripper. I just need.
Oh, you need the seam ripper. Oh, there'll be one in the machine, won't there? There'll be on the.
No. Oh, is there one in the machine?
Oh, I don't know. There should be. Oh.
No.
No, it's the other one. Yeah. Can we have a seam ripper, please?
How annoying.
I'll go and do fabrics. I'll go and do fabrics for the last time.
Okay.
It's waiting on the way with a seam ripper. Yeah. Tula bundle is the most popular. It's because we've already made it, you see. They get a metre, half of these. But the thing is, I imagine lots of people would buy this not just to make the dog vest out of. So you get a metre of the Tula. Shall I show you that, actually? A metre of the Tula squirrels. From the new All Stars collection. It was brand new on the birthday. Is this one foxglove? I think this is called foxglove, the colour. Oh, yeah, there it is, Tula foxglove, yeah. Sorry. That's me trying to be clever, and it's in the graphics. Foxglove, and then you get a metre of the black, and you get the black thread, £22.99. Show you the bundle. Oh, you're not doing it? Okay. Then we've got the Tula, Tilda, that was Tula. This is Tilda's newest collection. This is called Lemon Tree, but this is called Hummingbird in plum. I know she has a strange, because all the pinks are called plums, aren't they? It's very odd. And then that lovely citrus green. And you get the thread as well. 2 metres of fabric, £23.99. Then I've got the blue and green gingham, Jonge. I imagine a boy dog in this, yes? Yeah. Or Staffy. Green and blue, you get 2 metres of fabric plus the thread, £15.99. You all right over there, Janis?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's all right now. And then last but not least, dragonflies. This is from Sevenberry from Japan. Plus the thread at £20.99. Are we going to, is Wayne going to get the So Special back out again? Because I've cleared the table if he is. Yeah, because I'm going back to Janis now.
See, it just does take a bit of pulling out, turning to the right side, to be honest.
Yes.
Because it's got so many different little shapes to it,
Yeah,
do you know
course.
what I mean? So it can be a bit tricky. Just like carefully pull it out at the corners with the seam ripper. And again, do that on the corners, that trick I do.
Yes, yeah.
With the cotton, because it does work.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got to give it a press.
Okay, and then you've got to do your
and
D-ring.
then you've got to do the D-ring. So, How are we for time? We're doing okay?
You've got about 4 minutes.
Right. So all that goes on after you've done the press. You have to sew up the bit underneath, the bottom bit.
Did you machine that or did you hand whip it?
I hand whipped it. So, but we could just machine it if you want.
No, don't worry, because I've got you how to do the D-ring as well in a sec.
Yeah. So if I just machine
Okay.
down there first, just...
Well, do you top stitch around the edge or not?
Well, you can do.
I was going to say, if you top stitch around the edge, you just catch it to go.
That, again, doesn't say it on the pattern.
I think I would.
I didn't do it on there.
Because the little dog's legs are going to be running, you know.
Yeah. But I would definitely top stitch.
Yeah.
So if I just machine stitch that
Little bit, yeah.
So I'll just pull it off there now. Hopefully I've gone enough. No, hopefully I've gone enough there.
Matter in, Janice.
Okay. So then if you press it, I don't mean to.
No, don't press it, because you've got to
Don't press that. Press it. That's where I join the collar to. So then with the D-ring, all you do, you get...
You got a packet already open?
Yeah, I've got a packet already open. It's already there. So right sides together, machine down.
Hannah?
Okay.
There's the D-ring. 20mm.
Ooh.
$2.99 for 4 of them. Little ones, those, aren't they? They're good if you make little purses or handbags as well as dog coats. Okay, so what have you done there? You just made a ruler.
All I've done, it's just a rectangular piece. Machine down right sides together.
Yeah.
Turn it right side out.
Oh, you could do that with a loop turner, really, couldn't you?
It won't take long now because it's only a... But then again, when we're against the clock, it's a bit more awkward, isn't it, too?
Do what?
I'm doing it careful, John. It's how you do it.
I'm going to tell you, what's he called? Dobber? No. What's the dog called?
Dodger.
Dodger.
And then we've got to press this bit, John.
Oh, OK, that's fine, because I've got a couple of pictures to show while you do that. Hannah says she's ever so sorry. She had so many pictures of dogs. She's sorry she can't show them all. Right, OK.
See, dogs are so
That's
important
Sarah's
to
dog.
people.
What's it called? Ellie.
Oh, sorry. I'm on the quilts.
Oh, she's making a lap quilt for who? For her mum? Oh, look, and the dog's asleep on it. It's nice. Oh, look, that's the... oh, look. Oh! Is that Anna Marie?
Oh, look at see.
Anna Marie Horner. Now, this person's house is very similar
To the other one.
to Luna's house.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
This is Louis from Linda. That's a Chihuahua, isn't it? What's he become first at? Oh, Crofts, yeah. Oh.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? They give so much fun. And no matter what mood you're in when you get home, they're in a good mood,
Exactly.
aren't
This is a coat.
they? All go through your little...
Right, we don't know which is Sue and which is Lily, whether Lily's the dog or Sue's the dog. I think... But they made the coat for the other one. Made it years ago and it's still going strong. We haven't had snow for years, have we? So
I know.
I talk about Anna Maria. We've got this quilt kit tomorrow. I've got this quilt kit tomorrow.
So
How many minutes?
All I'm doing now, John, is sewing down either side of the...
Oh, it's behind you. Oh, dear.
Only happens to
only
me,
you,
doesn't
Janis.
it? And then what you do, put the D-ring
Through it.
through it. Hang on, do it the other way around.
Right, way
It's a bit
round.
neater. And then pull it through. And then it says to baste that together and then turn it over, but you've got a lot of bulk.
Yes.
So what I do is I just take it a bit longer
Yeah.
and then turn that to
One
the
over,
inside.
yeah.
so you've got not so much bulk.
Okay.
Then you place it down.
Have you got a placement line?
A
Oh, yeah,
placement
yeah, yeah.
line, which is shown.
Yes.
And then you just machine that.
Oh, yeah.
But the way you're going to machine this
Yes.
is you're going to do it like across, like you do
Oh,
on
yes.
the bags.
Across in a box.
Across in the box, yes.
I'll show you on this one.
So that's what I'm going to do. Across in the box.
Helen's emailed
Just a
in.
small one.
Question. Could you use buttons and buttonholes instead of Velcro?
Yeah.
They've
that's
got a
why not.
naughty Westie who likes to roll around. Yes, and does he go in the fox poo? They like fox poo, don't they, the dogs? They always do, don't they, though? They always head for the fox, or if you're Bushy Park, they always head for the reindeer poo, don't they? I'm sorry if you're having your Saturday 11s. Yes, you could use, but if you know the size of your dog, you can have a fitting. The only reason the Velcro is good is because if you've got two dogs, you've got two Chihuahuas, one might be a bit fatter than the other one, won't they? You know what I mean? Or one what? Bloats. One's got IBS. Anyway,
Yes.
Janis, I'm going. I'm leaving you.
Okay.
When are you in next?
2 weeks, and I am going to have my hair done.
Are you on with me?
I don't know. Hopefully, yeah.
All right, Janis, you darling. I'll see you later.
See you later. I'm just going to carry on a bit.
Yeah, you carry on sewing, Janis. Like a carry-on film, you carry on sewing. Do check out your baskets for the dog patterns and the dog panels. This was my Mother's Day so special for today. It's fantastic. Lots of these in baskets. Brand spanking new today. With a bundle, you also get the best, you don't see it there, the best press spray and the iron cleaner with it. It is a fantastic machine. Okay, I'm down to some of the teen numbers of this now, less than 20 of these now. It's lovely. It's £299 now. We looked on the internet this morning. We could only find it for £299, but then you didn't get your free presents with it. At £299. Look, there's the, is that a still or is that, oh yeah, it's a still. So that's the on-off switch and the little red light, and then the little dial above it is the temperature that you need. It's got a lock on it here, so you can lock the handle closed, so it's nice and safe. It's very, very portable. When you switch it on, make sure it's open. This is the way you open it, like this. Make sure it's open before you switch it on, because it'll beep at you and it won't heat up. If you do happen to put it down and walk away, after 8 minutes, first of all, after 8 seconds, 10 seconds, it starts beeping. And then after 8 minutes, it'll just switch itself off. That's where you store your plug and thing once it's cooled down and everything. Oops, this comes off, you can wash this. This comes off, you wash this up to 6 degrees. This shoe here, you can clean that of any debris that gets on it. You can use the iron cleaner or just give it a nice wipe down, but when it's warm, so please, please, please be careful. Whole lot for £299, but you get a gift of £12.98 if you buy it from us today. Another so special, now tomorrow, there's two so specials tomorrow, because it's Mother's Day, there's two so specials tomorrow. One of which sounds intriguing. I'm going to go and prep. Oh, no, I'm not. I've got another hour yet. CL's gone. I was thinking I was going home. I was about to say goodbye. She's good enough. I could just leave her on her own. I could go off and have a cup of tea. Or I'd like a soya vanilla latte, please. See you in a minute.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
I'm super lucky that I have two amazing ladies in my life, which is my mum and my mother-in-law. They're so supportive with everything I do as far as creativity is concerned. But unfortunately, we all live very busy lives and I don't get a chance to make them anything very special because I just don't have the time. But what I really like is making kanzashi flowers out of my scraps of fabric. That way I get to be creative, give them a gift that they can not only have on a card on the day, but also get to wear it. And then it reminds me of them. So that's my gift to them, is fabric flowers.
Sewing Quarter have an exclusive, amazing price for our viewers on the Elna Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before, with a range of impressive features to help you every step of your project. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before. with a range of impressive features to help with every step of your project. This top-of-the-line machine truly has the wow factor, with an embroidery speed of 1,000 stitches a minute and a large hoop size, making embroidery a breeze. The high-resolution touchscreen allows you to create your own stitches and designs, and it also has an automatic needle threader for ultimate ease. The machine also includes 10 fonts for monogramming, 13 one-step buttonholes, and a variety of over 400 stitches. You'll be spoilt for choice. It also has an expansive bed space to allow for quilting and larger makes, to make it the machine you can't live without. Elna Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine means you won't be able to wait for your next make. Head over to our website to find out more about our amazing exclusive price on this fabulous machine. On Tuesday the 13th of March, join us as we delve into the depths of the ocean, as we take a look at the fabulous seaside prints from the new Lewis and Irene fabric range, Spindraft. The nautical theme prints come in a range of blues and creams and are adorned with adorable puffins, dolphins, and seaside scenes. With a range of prints to choose from, you'll be simply sailing away with inspiration for your next make. So get ready to be transported to the seaside this Tuesday the 13th of March at 11 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Did the advert for Sewing for Pleasure go out that time? Wasn't really watching, we were busy chatting. Sewing for Pleasure, watch the advert. Sewing for Pleasure, it's on at the NEC in Birmingham next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to be there on Thursday and Friday. Natasha's going to be there Saturday, Sunday. Joe Carter's there. And is Jess going as well? I think Jess might be going as well. Or did she do the last one? Anyway, it's fantastic. But if you go with our offer, it'll be on our website, you get 2 tickets for the price of 1, like a bog off. For 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day event. Anyway, let's get on. You've all seen this book. You love this book. I'll keep it around in this hour. But I just want to show you this Drapey knit dress here, which we have made before because Deborah made it, right? It's gorgeous. Now, that's one without the sleeves. I've got the real one here, but with added sleeves, right? So if you want to make this dress... Oh, if you want to make this dress, the pattern is in this book, right? The pattern is in the book, The Great British Sewing Bee, Fashion with Fabric by Claire-Louise Hardie, who's here with me today, £21.99. All the patterns are in here. Say this again, Hannah. Oh yeah, same book that we had in the first ad. So if you bought it in Claire-Louise's first ad, this is the same book. But what we're going to do today is, since the book came out, a lot of people have said to Claire-Louise, oh, it'd be lovely, but I don't really like this, like people do with fashion. They're not, they don't like it, but, oh, is it possible to change it to this or to that? So today, we're not going to make the whole dress, but we're going to show you, because if you look at the neckline, on this one, there's a fold here. You see there's a fold there. Some people say, oh, that doesn't really suit my bust shape. Could I not just have it with a V-neck? So what we're going to show you today is, if you've got the pattern for this, how to make it into a V-neck. It's called a pattern hack. And then she's also going to do something with the sleeves. And I'll let her tell you that. But remember, not for first-time buyers, I was going to say, not for first-time sewers. These are for intermediate. The thing is, if you're a first-time sewer, you could make the whole dress. In fact, you can make the whole dress. I'd say for a beginner. A beginner could make that dress, couldn't they? Yeah, but not if it's your first project, because there's a lot of folding and it is jersey as well. So not for your first ever dressmaking project, but as you're moving along. I'll take the book with me. I'll just go through the fabrics. I've got some Pontiromas to go through very, very quickly, because there's lots and lots of sewing tips to get into this hour. So we'll start off with the plains here. So we've got the black plain to start with. These are all very popular. Sadly, I haven't got that gorgeous blue. I've got the black, £3.99 for half a metre, 60 inches wide. If you want to see the composition of the fabric, please go to the website. It's all listed there. So it just saves me a bit of time. I've got it in purple. It's wider. Yeah, 60 inches, 150 centimetres. So it's £3.99 for half a metre, remember? And then I've got it in the camel. What, can you remember what size this pattern goes up to, dress size? Is this a 20? 20. And it's roomy. And it's roomy. A roomy 20. Hannah likes roomy patterns. Right, and then I've got these. Any order, Hannah? Spot first. So we've got ivory spot on black. It's just called black spot, but it's not really, is it? Because it's the spot's ivory. Okay. Houndstooth. This is little Paul's favourite. Actually, hasn't Lucy's done a quilting block of that pattern, hasn't she? Oh, they've called it dogtooth. They've called it dogtooth. Yeah. Okay, and then I've got 2 stripes. Now, when you buy the stripes, remember the stripe on the fabric goes across the fabric, not up and down the fabric. This one is navy blue. It's very dark navy. £3.99. And then last but not least, this one's got a black stripe on an ivory background. All the same price. Now, if you're thinking, oh, what was that again? What was it again? Just go to the website. They're all listed underneath where you watch us. They're all listed. Right, so let's go. Lots to get into this hour. I'll calm down in a minute. They're all saying upstairs, oh, he's getting very excited. So I'll just push her over there.
I'm excited.
And I'll put these here. Right. So the original pattern for that drapey dress, there's a cardi that goes with it, like a 3-hour cardi or something.
Yeah, little slouchy cardi.
They're all in the book. They're all in the book. So if you want to make that, it's a gorgeous pattern, really lovely to make. But some people, actually, if you want it with a V-neck, then it's going to look like this. So you still get the angled seams, but you just do a lovely soft V-neck in it.
Because the seams allow you to have pockets, and all dresses need pockets.
Yeah, yes.
So that's why I kept the seams in. But actually, you talked about toiles earlier. This is my toile.
Oh, is it? Is that your rehearsal then?
Yeah, that's my rehearsal.
Oh, wow.
So this was just a test to see how I would do it. So, and I had a lot of people who said they didn't like the pleat detail and they wanted a V-neck.
Shall I just bring it in so we can just see what people, if you're just missing it when I was rushing through it over there. Because it has got, when you make it in the book, it does have this unusual fold across here.
This was heavily inspired by kind of Japanese cutting, and in the 3rd series of the Bee, we did a kind of Japanese top, and we needed something that fitted that aesthetic. Yes. So that's why we came up with this.
So there's a seam there, which has stayed obviously in your dress.
There's 2 seams here.
Right, and then the
this
seam
one's hidden.
is hidden there, and it's like the offset as well on this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different shape.
But that's all explained in the book, because the pockets are in the original dress and everything. So you're going to show how you can adapt the pattern for this dress to make the lovely V-neck that you've got on yours. And what was the sleeve? The sleeve that you were going to show?
Well, the sleeve is actually in the book as well. There's a stripy dress, which has got a sleeve extension. So in the winter, it's kind of nice to have a cosy dress, and I wanted it a bit longer because it cuts there. So we're going to do that too.
Okay, brilliant. Right, let's start then with the
great.
With the neckline.
All right, so this is a bit of kind of pattern hacking.
Yes.
So
No. The thing is, we'll go slowly because everybody at home loves to learn how to do this. It's a really, really good thing to do.
So we've got 2, and it also simplifies the cutting out of this project.
Yes.
So I've basically got some tracing paper.
Well, we've got this. We've got the one with squares on available here.
Which is
this is the one I've been using on my pattern cutting shows. When you watch my, this is obviously one of my rejects. Look, I've obviously got something out of there. But whenever I do my pattern ones, I always use the square. When I was training, we had the dot and cross, which I haven't seen around for a long time.
Oh, yeah, you can still get it.
Get it? Oh, okay. Right.
I prefer it without, and then I can get more out of my paper.
Yeah.
I know.
Ever the stingy, whatever it is. So the pattern for the dress.
Yeah.
To start with, when you first look at this, I'm sure Hannah will hate this when she first looks at a piece of paper like this, because there are so many lines, and I'm not saying that rudely about Hannah, but there's lots and lots of lines going on there. So you really have to sit down and look, because you've got your vintage-inspired blouse, your jumpsuit there, your drapey dress there, part of the jumpsuit there. So this is to keep the cost down for you, the viewer, and everything. But all the pattern pieces you need are on there. But just sit down quietly, and when you look in the book, it tells tells you how many pattern pieces are supposed to be, doesn't it? Like the
Yes.
layout plan.
Yeah.
So you can work out, because sometimes they're not on the same sheet.
No.
So just look for the pieces that you need. But it's an enjoyable thing, so take your time,
Yeah.
enjoy it, relish it.
And
I
you've
think.
got this little box here that tells you what's on each sheet.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can look through those, and there's another one in the opposite
corner. You
tells
can't
you
reach
what's on the
that
back. No, I can do that. Another little tip,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got one with me, but you could have your lay plan and then go over the size and the shape you need with a highlighter pen. And then you can easily see what you need to trace.
Yeah, but if you're me, this year I'm that size, next year I'm that size.
I know, but at least you'll know it's the right pattern, the right pattern piece.
Yeah, maybe I'll do red for when I'm feeling a little bit on the larger size, and green, or amber and green. Anyway, sorry, so you're from this, so what panel piece you've got
So what
there?
we need for this hack is actually the front of the dress is made of 3 separate pieces.
Right.
So you have to lay out all the fabric separately. So for this one, we're going to be able to lay it how we normally do, so fold it.
Right, so if you're
So we
making the one
need-
from the book, there's 3 pattern
Yeah.
pieces that
A
all have to
left-
be laid in, because
Yeah.
they're all different, to
Yeah.
lay them individually on the fabric.
Right side up.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to take the right side pattern piece, and it
Right.
tells you on here left or right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're going to take the centre pattern piece.
Right.
So I've traced the right side of the body, so the right piece.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly as it is.
Yeah.
Exactly as it is on that pattern there.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
then the centre panel, I've traced it. I haven't done all of it because I don't need
Don't
this
need
bit,
that bit, yeah.
But I've got, what's important is this centre front
Right.
line.
So on the dress that's there,
Yeah.
the pattern piece would actually come out
Yeah.
here on a strange shape because it's the foldy bit and everything,
Yeah.
right? All the bit that goes underneath the fold,
Yeah, and then you've got the right side that's got all the fold.
which is that plus folding and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've made one of the right side because that's the plain side.
Yeah.
Then you've taken the centre panel, but you've only taken it a little
Yeah.
bit further than the centre
Yeah.
front. But it's as it is on here. You've just traced it exactly as off here.
Exactly
Right.
as it is. And what's important for this is that we definitely trace our little circles.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help me in a second when I join them
Well,
together.
well, it's not, because when you look at this pattern piece, it's not your typical, because like,
No.
that's, you know what I mean? None
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those are your typical, that's your shoulder seam there.
I know.
You know what I mean? So it's not your typical pattern piece.
No.
So don't, this is why you need, because you've got pockets incorporated into the pattern piece, haven't you? There's a picture apparently which is very relevant to this. Shirley.
That looks amazing. Oh, wow. Well done, Shirley.
Right, that's her version of the Drapey knit dress that she made last week.
Ah, that looks ace.
It's the first dress she's made in over 30 years. And it's fabulous to see you demonstrating it.
Oh, wow.
And how gorgeous. Shirley, let me just look at Shirley's dress again. I love you, Shirley.
I can't believe that's the first dress she's made in 30 years.
In fact, she's very glamorous, isn't she?
Yeah. It's a nice colour.
Shirley, next time, just get someone to take a picture and you could do the full-on pose. You look gorgeous. I like your wardrobes. Anyway,
Okay.
anyway. So we've traced those off. We don't need to trace the left side off because we're not
No.
using the left side of that
No.
pattern, are we?
So we're going to
Can I take this one away now?
Yes, please. We're going to use the right side, the centre front, and then the back and the pocket pieces as normal. So what I'm going to do with the right upper bit, so that would be this bit, is I'm going to line up. Now, can you see we've got a centre front line?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's on the right-hand panel.
Yeah, and we've got a centre front line on the lower panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's this bit here.
Yeah.
So if I match up my little circles, that's why...
Oh, this is why it's important
Yeah.
to do the circles.
So I pop that on there,
Yeah.
and then I pop that one on there, because we know this is how it joins together for
Yeah.
the pockets. Then, if I also anchor and overlap, I'm just going to move that a sec. So I'm overlapping my 2 centre front lines.
Right.
Yeah.
So centre front here on the central, on the
centre
lower
front there.
centre, and centre front there on the
Yeah.
right-hand panel, yeah.
So this is a round neck, so the pleated version is a round neck, but what I don't want to change is my shoulder.
Do you want me to put my finger there?
Thank you. So this point here is really important in pattern making. It's your balance point in your garment, so I don't really want to mess with that.
No.
But I took a top that I like the V of, and I basically drew myself
Okay.
a V.
Now, you like a plunging V, obviously. If ladies don't want it to plunge quite so much. You can you just choose your favourite T-shirt, your favourite garment that's got a neckline that you like. So what do you lay there then from your garment that you love? What do you put there?
So that would be like the shoulder point here. Another way of doing it is to measure from the base of your neck to where you want your V to be.
Yeah.
And then you kind of would draw. So I haven't got a ruler. Excuse my wonky drawing. Draw a straight line out.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like your neck point. This is called an invisible line.
Yeah.
And then we measure down from there to there. So mine is about 4.5.
Yours is down about here, isn't it, somewhere?
Oh, you cheeky. I actually made it too low. I had to do a little...
I like it that length.
I had to do a sneak. No, I had to do an alteration.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's my toile.
Okay, yeah.
So then I would get a ruler, and what I need to do, can you see how those 2 points are joining like that? So I can't really do that. I need to make sure that there's a little bit of seam under there.
Yes.
Okay. So just get a ruler, or follow the shape of your favourite.
Or you get one of the French curves that we sell, because that would make a lovely line, wouldn't it, the French curve?
Well, you've got the French curve or a flexi ruler.
Yeah.
So obviously you do it a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
And make sure that you've measured down and included your seam allowance. I think that was what I did.
Yeah.
So it was just a little bit too
low.
low.
I see. So you didn't include... You measured down and cut it at that point. Yeah. You didn't add any seam allowance. Okay.
Rookie mistake.
If you are going to make a toile of one of these dresses, you need to use stretch fabric.
Yeah.
Don't make a toile out of a cotton or a calico, because it's not going to work the same way. No. It needs to be, it doesn't need to be the same fabric, but it needs to have the same kind of stretchy feel to it. Because somebody sent me a message the other day going, oh, can I make a toile for the jersey dress out of the calico I've bought? And I was like, it won't work. It just won't work. It has to be. You can buy a cheapy version, you know, sort of. It doesn't have to be top quality like ours, but you can make it just to test out that it's going to work. Because that way, if you cut it out of your real fabric and then you find your neck's too low,
this is a cheapy fabric.
Yeah.
But it's a Ponte Roma, so toile it in the same quality, because this is a double
same weight, the same weight.
Same weight, and it only stretches in one direction.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Which we call a two-way stretch. Because the four-way stretch it goes in both directions.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
So then I would normally get my kind of tracing wheel.
Yes.
And trace through that line.
Yeah.
And that marks the lower pattern.
Right on the pattern, yes.
And then I can grab my paper scissors. So don't cut this with your nice shears. I'm not going to use those. And you just cut this off.
Remembering that there's no seam allowance on it.
Well, no, I would take my measuring points. If I want it 5
so this pattern that you traced
it's got
off
all the seam allowance
has got seam allowance. See, this is where I fall down, because every pattern I draw never has seam allowance on it, because that's how I trained.
Yeah.
So when, if you buy a pattern, you know the seam allowance in it. But if I'm drafting, I'd forget that had a seam allowance in it, and I'd just add the seam allowance, which I'd end up with a even more voluminous
Well, I think that's why I measured down, and I thought, I want it about 5 inches, and I should have marked my point 4.5 inches.
Yes, exactly.
And I didn't.
So that line there is including your seam allowance.
Yes.
So when you come to make this dress, the actual neck won't be there. It's going to be a centimetre lower from that.
Centimetre and a half.
Oh, centimetre and a half, like that. Okay, 5/8.
And then you can place your fabric double, like you do for most dress making projects, and you can cut 2 of these.
So this is now. Can I fold this? Do you want me to fold that? Because that's cut off.
Are these paper scissors?
What are these snips that we're giving with the sewing machine? Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So now I would chop this.
Right. You at home won't get these. I think these are the ones I use to open my porridge in the morning, but there you go.
So I chop that off there.
Yeah.
And then I can cut all of the lines that I traced.
Yes, so that then goes.
That goes in the bin.
Yeah. So this is now your right front and your left front.
Yes. So on my pattern, I would then write front, cut 2.
2, right? And then this is your...
This is where the stretch goes across the body.
Yes.
So this is the greatest amount of stretch.
Yeah.
And this is your grain line. So you use that with the selvage.
Okay, perfect. Okay?
Yeah. And then on this one, I now don't need all of the rest of it on the left-hand side.
No, but this will be the traced line that you took from the front of that one.
So I nip that off.
Are you going to cut the centre front on a fold?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And then...
Because this won't have seam allowance on it here.
No, but it's going to be on the fold now.
Yes, but if you were to cut it with a seam, you'd need to remember to add your seam allowance.
So I actually, to compensate for that, quite often leave a little bit of spare paper when I do my centre front, because that can help you line it up a bit better on the fold. Because sometimes it's really hard to get the edge of a piece of paper on the fold. So, worst cutting in the world.
Yeah, I'll take that because you don't need that anymore, do you?
Okay, so if we imagine this is our fabric.
Yeah, well, let me get you, I'll get you a piece.
Oh, cool. Should we chop one out?
What? No. I can't cut out this, I'm afraid. but if this is your fabric.
Yeah.
Oh, we can if we want, we're being told. No. So if you've bought the spotty, this is the spotty one, just show us then on there your grain and your stretch.
So I'm going to put my selvages together.
Yeah.
Just like you would with a woven
Sorry, we didn't rehearse any of this. I'm throwing you in it a bit. But...
So this is just like you would with normal woven cloth. Selvages together. Can you see that little twist on the fold?
Yeah.
That means I need to slide my selvages. And then I like to always put the fold closest to me.
Yeah, this is why, as well, you should never, ever trust, no matter who's cutting it, never, ever trust, because when the fabric's been cut, to get this completely flat, you can see the difference. So don't, like Claire-Louise just did, don't put the two edges together like this, because the whole thing will be on the twist. What you do, once you've just let it fall, this is now lined properly, so that bit there, you've actually got a little bit extra on that side there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I now would just double check that my stretch is wrapping around, so it's going cross grain.
Yeah.
And then you can see that there's a little bit of stretch that way, but not very much. And then this piece,
sorry, I'll just get that one.
I would pop, and having that line there, I can kind of see the edge of my fabric, so it sort of helps.
Yeah.
And when you do this, we just want to pin one corner. So if you creep along, the tissue or the paper stretches, and then you pin the other corner. And then I can just anchor out these points. And so I should have cut along that line.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you cut it, you're going to cut the fabric actually along
that line.
Those lines down there. So don't, what you need to do at home is get your paper scissors and cut it to that line.
Cut it all
because
down.
don't cut your shears through the paper or through the pins or anything like that. So that's your cutting line there, there. And then you fold down the front.
Yeah.
And then this one.
So because this is a bit weird, sometimes I often have to look at the diagram because I'm like, which way? And that's why I always write on it, pocket, shoulder.
Yes, exactly.
And then this is going to, needs to be parallel, my grain line needs to be parallel with my selvage. And then you can see that my stretch line is going on the cross grain.
And you will have cut this one down to the dotted line as well. Imagine there's enough room there anyway,
So now you can see how much easier this is because I'm not having to cut out 3 bits.
3 different sections.
So I've got this, and then over here I'd have my back.
Okay, I've got a quick question then. This is easy to know which is the right side and the wrong side because you've got spots.
Yeah.
If you buy, well, we haven't got the tokens. If you buy the purple or the camel or the black.
So what I do when I first get it out is I have a real look at it. And Ponte Roma, you can really see the difference in the wheels.
Yes.
Or wales, I think they're called in the knit. And I get some chalk, and I chalk all over my cloth on the wrong side.
All over it?
Yeah. So if I suddenly end up with some chalk on the outside, I know I've got a 2 lefts and 2 rights.
Okay.
And then I start cutting it out. So I'm just going to show you this. Jersey kind of moves around, and the interfacing, we need some to stabilise the neckline.
Right.
So I often block fuse.
Right.
So I've cut a piece of this.
This is not a pattern, this is just a piece of the fabric.
And I've cut a piece of interfacing, and I've fused it or ironed it together.
Could you use our press, our special Elmer press, don't you?
I want one.
Yeah, okay. I'll have a word.
I don't use them enough, I think. I go to uni. But then I can cut out my facing pieces, and I don't have to worry about it all kind of creeping over the edge.
So you're only doing that on the panels that you're going to cut out. You don't do the whole dress. You don't put interfacing on the whole dress. It's just literally on the facing pieces.
So the other thing I just want to talk to you about, obviously, we've created a new neckline. So we need to make a new facing pattern.
Oh, yes, of course.
So we just take a tape measure or freehand, like I'm going to do it, and I mark, facing is normally about 3 inches, and I mark that, and then I trace that, and I've given myself a new pattern.
Yes. So that's to make the facing of the neckline there, because obviously there's no point in cutting out the old neckline pattern because you're just not going to use that at all.
Fit.
So this is the bit. So let me show you on this one. The facing on this one will be that shape.
Yes.
You can just see it there, where it's there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do this on you, but the facing on yours, oh, there you go.
There we go.
Facing on Claire-Louise is there. So it's the bit that just sits inside. Can you just show that again? Sorry, I don't want to show too much of you, but there you go. It's the little bit that sits inside the other side of the seam. Right.
And then we've just got to think about where these join together.
Yep.
I kind of added a little bit so I don't have a seam. I don't need the seam in my facing.
No.
Yep.
Oh, no. So you just added that little bit onto that little bit there.
Yeah, and then I give myself a little mark. So always mark your patterns.
Oh, yes.
I
totally.
often put the date, March 10th.
Oh, no, I've never done that.
And sometimes the year.
Oh, dear.
And then,
But then, not being silly, this is going to be a staple dress in your wardrobe, because you can make it for the summer with the short sleeves, you can make it next winter in a different, heavier fabric. And you're going to think, oh, now, I made this in the spring, this is that neckline, because you could do the next one with a smaller neckline or a bigger neckline or whatever. So if you put the date, then you're going to know which one it was.
But also, I keep gaining weight, and so then I can kind of remember which one it is.
Oh, I'd have to put my weight and my weight measurement.
I might put version number 2, or sometimes I write final when I've finished tweaking.
Oh,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
So, sorry, say this again. Are you able to... So this goes up to a size 20 in the book, doesn't it? Goes up to a size 20 in the book. Oh, Helen's a size 22 high street. Would she be able to grade up the pattern? I suppose it depends how experienced you are in grading up, isn't it?
I don't think she need to. So,
okay.
I just want to talk to you about this.
Talk straight to Helen down there, our little arrow there.
Helen, the blue dress behind me, that's a medium. So this pattern is kind of extra small, medium. So because it's stretched, you don't do all the full sizes, but it still goes up to a 20. Now, since we designed this, I prefer a slightly slimmer silhouette.
Right.
And so this one is a medium, and I still wear this, but this one is a small.
Oh, okay.
So because I wanted to make it a closer fit, and I think the larger size, she'd be fine, because it's such a loose
Well, she
fit.
wrote the book. The thing is, it's very easy for me to sit here going, oh, I think you'd be fine. You wrote the book.
No,
so it's from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing is, because you've got the dolman sleeve and everything, there's no fitting down there.
No, the only real fit point is sort of your neck.
But that's where you want it to fit, isn't it? Anyway. But also, if you're doing a V-neck anyway, you're going to cut that. And just opening the neckline is going to give you more space there anyway.
And what I've also done I've got 6 of these.
Okay. Well, I've seen you in a stripe. Is this the one in the stripy one?
The stripy one from the book. I've got a pink one, I've got a brown one, and I've got a green one.
Okay.
But I've also kind of shaped it in a little bit more. So that's something that you can do when you try it on. Try on the body section and then just slim it down to your fit. I mean, I don't need all the shape on the hips. Remember, it still has to go over your head.
Yes, yeah. Right. Okay. Hang on. Did you say that Helen said something else? She normally always makes a toile, but she doesn't bother in knit fabrics because it's so forgiving.
Yeah.
The thing is, make the toile, because you say that's a cheap one, but it's a nice one.
Yeah.
Find a nice cheap one to make the toile out of. Then it works. You've got an extra frock, and then cut. Anyway, let's get on.
And like I said, I don't really like making toiles, so I always buy similar fabric that I think actually I'd probably wear that.
Yeah.
And then I can kind of tweak it. So I'm just going to take this out of the way.
The Ponte Roma is, like we say, it's a 2-way stretch. If somebody's got some 4-way stretch at home, would this pattern still work in a 4-way stretch?
Yeah. Definitely size down if you're going to use a 4-way, because it's going to kind of get a bit longer.
Well, I'd say it does this, doesn't it? It's like having liquid mercury in your hand. It goes everywhere, doesn't it?
And I would say don't sew 4-way if you've never sewn stretch.
No.
Start
Ponte
with a
Roma for your first stretch, I think Ponte Roma is the best, because it's a nightmare, can be a nightmare, but this is brilliant to work with.
And the purple one, this
Am I going to move this one up? Oh, that's not yours, is it? That's mine.
Is absolutely gorgeous to sew. So we've got dress front. So I'm not going to talk to you about the pockets. Deborah did a great job showing you the pocket construction. It's all exactly the same as the book.
Do we have, Hannah, I know it's going to throw something in, do we have the date that Deborah Sim did the pocket? Is that... if you want to know that, email in or ask me on Facebook and I'll find it out for you. Yeah, I'll find it out for you.
It comes in the instructions in the book.
Oh, there you go, there you go.
So it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
The pockets, the only thing we've changed is the neckline, so you can just skip the pleat.
So this is the original right-hand side. This is the middle section that we cut off down there, and then this is the left-hand side, which is the mirror of the right-hand side. So that's the front of that.
That's the front.
Yeah.
So that's the whole of the front prepped. And then I've got my back. It's such an easy dress to sew together, especially with the V. And you can see my tailor's chalk lines.
Oh, yes. No, that's
where
good.
I scribbled all over it. Yeah. And I've got, definitely need to stabilise your necklines. So that's
We've only got this in the black, but it doesn't matter, does it? You could do it black or
I
white.
only had white. I would normally put black in.
Put black in there. So this is a form band. It's what it is. It's a bias stabilizer, which has a line of stitching already in it. We can see it better on the white, actually, if I show you the white. Already has the stitching in it. So just on your neckline, or if you've got like a shoulder that's taking the whole weight of the dress, put it along your shoulder seam as well. But it just stabilizes that kind of, it's like instead of putting a stay stitch in, isn't it? It just stabilizes it.
It's actually better than a stay stitch. I use it all the time in my classes because it's just such a great product.
Exactly.
The only thing I would say with this, you definitely want your Teflon cloth.
Your June Taylor Teflon cloth. See? Perfect Christmas gift.
Because it's got a low melt rate, so you can quite quickly melt it.
On your iron.
Yeah.
If you're watching the PU jacket, you put this round the neck of the PU jacket, didn't you? So it's not just for jersey.
No.
It's for any neckline that you do that might have a bit of stretch, any seam that you think might have a bit of, just plonk it on there and it just stabilises it without making it, you know, kind of, you haven't done that to it. It's just still soft. It still falls beautifully, but it just makes it stop stretching.
I actually use it in everything that says stay stitch.
Oh, do you? Oh, so you never do a stay stitch, just use that. We're not going to say lazy, but lazy.
Actually, I think it's better because the weft thread really holds that.
All right, then.
All right.
Oh, blimey, she's answering back on her first day. Normally, there's a few sessions before they start answering back.
It's because we know each other. So I've just pinned my front to my back at the shoulder seam.
So that's your shoulder seam.
That's my shoulder seam. And, you know, there's a notch that helps you line this
up.
up.
Okay, I'm just going to pull this one in again. So if it was on this one, because I know it's from there to there, isn't it? That we just, oh, hang on. It's only to there. It's not this bit here.
No.
It's just from there to there is the pattern piece. Oh, in fact, it's the same as the grey one. Sorry.
Exactly.
Getting a bit all over the place. It's the same as this one.
Yeah.
So that's the shoulder seam there.
Pinned from there to there.
We haven't got any more. Is this for sale? Oh, God. Now if you want to buy Marl Grey, we haven't got the sample. This is gorgeous. We'll put the Marl Grey through. Oh, it's not very much. Right, okay, carry on, because I'm going to...
So now I'm just going to do the other shoulder seam. Yeah. So this is a classic T-shirt construction, the way that we're going to add the sleeve. And you can use it for lots of projects. So I'm just going to do some speed pinning.
So this front panel is the only difficult bit. The rest of it's plain sailing, really, isn't it?
But even the pockets, because it's got that pocket bit sticking out, it's super easy. I tried to do a different pocket, but I was being too clever.
Yeah, were you? Now, remember, do you always have a jersey needle in your machine when you're doing these?
I do, because if you don't, a regular, like, universal needle has got quite a sharp tip on it, and it can puncture the knit. Yeah. So it ladders, a bit like your tights.
Oh, yeah. I don't wear them, but yeah. Not anymore.
So you definitely want a jersey needle. I'll use a jersey needle or a stretch needle.
Yeah.
And I choose the size depending on what the fabric is. So I don't want a heavy one on this.
No, but this comes in different sizes, doesn't it? Yeah, this comes in 10s, 12s and 14s, this one,
I've got a 12 in.
Okay, so that's just your average, that's what you'd have in every day, isn't it?
Yeah. We happy for me to go to the machine? So I've got my two shoulders. So that would be like here. And then it's a 1.5 centimetre seam
Which
allowance.
is 5/8 if you're an old-fashioned girl like me.
5/8. I'm actually old-fashioned. And
when you trained, did you do centimetres or inches?
I learnt to pattern cut in centimetres, but sew in inches.
Oh, complicated.
Yeah, so I can visualise chest size in inches.
I bet you can. It's frightening though, isn't it? When you do it for so many years, an actor will walk into a fitting room and you go, oh, she's not a 36 bust. Like that. It's just instant, isn't it?
It is.
And boys as well. It's just it's the same all the time.
Yeah.
You just get so used to. And people would walk in when I was doing like Poirot, and we'd have to fit hundreds of extras every morning. Walk in and go, oh, 42, 36, 31. And it's like, how do you know that? And it's just like you can just anyway.
So when I'm doing this on a regular sewing machine. And this was done on a regular sewing machine. I didn't use my overlocker, so it's a nice project if you haven't got an overlocker.
Not yet.
I've set it to a zigzag, very slight zigzag.
Just a normal zigzag?
Yeah, but it's very narrow and short.
Right.
And if you sew a zigzag with a long stitch, you'll get what's called grinning. So you'll kind of see these lines and it doesn't look right. So short stitch, my go-to is 1.5 and 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah?
Well, one of my first jobs was I helped make the costumes for, when I was at college, Cats, Diana.
Oh, really?
And it was all lycra. And in those days, it was just a zigzag stitch. It was kind of like straightforward zigzag, everything was zigzag,
So,
Shows how old I am, doesn't it? 39.
And again, can you see I'm using my fingers to control the fabric? If you're not comfortable with this, pop on a walking foot.
Oh, right, okay.
I thought I wasn't stitching then. So yeah, it's just a really easy shaped seam and you just keep hold of it. And then make sure you back stitch either end.
Okay. Oh.
That's what I heard. So
did the thread snap halfway along the seam?
Yeah, it's going too fast.
Do you want me to go and do, while you do this,
fabric?
I'll
Yeah,
go and do
great.
fabric, and then I'll come
we'll
back,
do
then
some
there's more
pleats.
sewing time,
Yeah.
then, isn't there? Right. Right. First of all, the book. It's her book. It's her book, basically. It's her book. Are there any pictures of you in here? No. No. On purpose?
Well, I'm just the author. It's all about...
I'm just the author. Just the author.
It's all about the series.
Beautiful. Did you do all the drawings in here, then?
No, I had to do a rough version and then someone could draw with it.
did the proper version. So isn't it? Oh, now look, that's like the PU jacket we did earlier, but that's in like a tweedy fabric, that one, or boucle. Anyway, there you go. There's lots and lots of gorgeousness in here. Plus, as well as the book, you also get this. Now, I've already, half this is on the floor over there. You get all the patterns, all the proper size patterns come in the book. So how many are there? 5 full-size pattern sheets, but on that sheets, there must be hundreds of patterns.
15 whole patterns.
15 whole patterns.
And 28 projects.
And 28 projects. Not that I'm being told. 28 projects. Right, very quickly, fabrics. The purple, which is very, very popular. John CL's use it. You're not missing anything. All Claire-Louise is doing is just sewing the shoulder seams. Isn't it?
Yeah, just the shoulders. Basic seam, nothing exciting.
Okay. Purple Pontiroma, lots of that in baskets, okay? Camel. There's somebody from one of our viewers has found the regression video of me on this morning, and I was a camel herder, and they think it's hysterical. I'm just thankful they haven't found the bottom reading yet, that's all I'm saying. Also done live on ITV. Okay, this one, camel. Did you camel? You done camel? Oh, sorry. Too busy talking about my past lives, yeah. And my bare bottom on television. £3.99, the black Pontiroma fabric there. Then the patterns, I've got, don't forget when you go home, your pattern's still inside this piece of fabric. I've got the black with the cream, with the ivory spot, but they call it black spot. But that's the one you're gonna get. They do, or we do, the dog tooth. I call it hound. I don't know, I should know the difference between hound's tooth and dog's tooth. It's to do with the size?
Dog's tooth is much, much smaller.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like tailoring.
Well, this is dog tooth. So there must be a very, very big version of this around there.
Coats and stuff, it's like
Yeah.
oversized.
£3.99 for half a metre. If you want to know the composition, please go and check the website. Then I've got the stripe. Now remember, the stripe goes across the fabric. That's the navy stripe, that one. Most popular. Oh, I thought the purple would be the most popular. That's the most popular. Because the first time I met Claire-Louise, she was actually wearing it in black and white stripes, weren't you? That's the black and white stripe. Right. How do you know how much to buy if it doesn't say a meterage in your book, how much?
It does say a meterage.
Oh, it does say a meterage in the book.
Yeah, it was only the leather jacket that we put
Oh,
on.
okay,
Yeah,
so
there's a meterage.
So in the book, you can look up your meterage
Yeah.
for everything. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, because it was leather, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've sewn
my shoulder seams. And then this is the stage to add the sleeves.
Right. So if you want to have sleeves like on the grey one, you finish now. You finish them off now. But if you want longer sleeves, oh, blimey, about 20 minutes. If you want longer sleeves like this, then this is how you do that.
What I would do, if I want the shorter version, so if I was going to go for a four-way, like for a summer, then I would do the shorter sleeve version. Do your side seam and then do the hem in
Finishing
the round.
off the hemming off, yeah.
But I'm going to show you a little lazy trick.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to open out our dress so that the right side is facing up.
Right. So that's the back going down there.
And we would do a nice little press.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so we press our seams open before we do this.
Yes.
And then...
You don't top stitch them then on this, you just leave them. No, no, John Scott, no.
No. It kind of would put too much tension on the seam and it's likely to pop.
Yeah.
So I have done a twin needle hem.
Just wait for the camera to come in close.
Yeah.
There it is.
And can you see, I've done it before I've attached my
so
sleeve.
that's not just a sample piece of fabric,
No,
that's actually your sleeve.
That's actually my sleeve.
So you've hemmed it before you've put it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what I've found with some of my students is they really struggle with the twin needle in the round. And often in factories, they do the hems flat.
Oh, okay.
So it is a bit cheeky.
Yeah, but also this fabric's not going to fray or anything, is it? You wouldn't be able to do that with a... Well, you would be able to do it with the cotton, but you're going to have the ending...
Yeah, it's not nice if you... But this is just, if it's your first time using a twin needle, do it this way round.
Twin needle's available on the website. And remember, you need, on a twin needle, you need 2 spools of thread at the top and your normal bobbin inside.
Or, when you're hemming, you don't need an awful lot. So if you've got a purple that you might not sew a lot of, you don't want to buy 2 spools. So I just put a bit extra on a bobbin.
And use that as your other spool.
Yeah.
And then you don't thread them through together. You thread one through, and then you thread the other one through. You take one thread underneath your, what's the hook called?
Yeah, you've got a left and a right hook here. But I actually thread both together.
Oh, do you?
Ooh!
What's Welsh for lazy? It could be your middle name.
I find it sits better.
Yeah. Oh, what?
I find it sits in the...
Oh, do you? Okay.
But we all have... That's what I love about sewing, is that there's not necessarily a right and a wrong. There's lots of rights.
Of course, which is lovely when you come in here to share them, because some people, I would never have thought of doing that, but actually it makes perfect sense. Right.
Okay, so now you can...
So I've got to ask, where does this pattern piece come from?
In the book.
Oh, it comes in the book from...
From the stripy version.
Yes.
So in the book, it's the stripy hack.
Yes.
And I've also put another seam so you can put a bit more shape.
Okay. Well,
so that's this sleeve piece.
Yes.
And on my toile, I quite like a 3/4 sleeve so it doesn't get in my way when I'm working.
Oh, okay.
So I shortened it a little.
Also, this, fashion-wise, this length is the length that most ladies like, because no matter what dress size you are, showing the bracelet part of the arm is always flattering.
Yeah.
So that kind of length, some people don't want short sleeves, some people don't want them from their elbows because they hate their wrinkly elbows. That length there, halfway between the elbow and the wrist, is a very flattering length. So on this dress in here, she's just got those first sleeves, but then on the stripy one, the pattern for that sleeve will be here.
So this is just this section here.
Yeah. Be very quick there. There you go. And then you've added a bit.
Yeah, there's a seam line, there's extra cutting lines. So if you want to use the stripe, it's kind of nice to play with the stripe.
Okay.
And there's a special layout for the stripy version. So I'm going to take my sleeve.
Just read this.
Oh,
this is a brilliant demo. Thank you, John and Claire-Louise. I can't take any credit.
Here's my sleeve.
Yeah.
Right sides together.
Right.
This is going to line up with the edge of my armhole.
Yes.
And essentially, when it's stitched on, can you see how that looks sort of T-shaped? So that's where T-shirt comes from. I think it's to do with construction.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What, like any old T-shirts?
Well, no, where they talked about how it's a specific way of making clothes. Maybe I'm wrong. You don't look like you believe me, John.
Never heard it.
So I'm going to...
Oh, no, because the T-shaped garments of Tilk, because that's the first book you buy, the Tilk book, and they're all T-shaped garments.
So your notches, again, quite important. So the centre one lines up with my shoulder seam. Always anchor your centre and then work out to the sides.
Yeah.
And then you've got notches that match here There's no difference in shape, though, between the front and the back.
Also, if you get to a certain point and your notches don't match up, there is a problem. So stop there, go back, and just check where... It might be that you've marked it up wrongly, but if they're not matching, there's something wrong. So don't think, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just keep going.
And then we just pop that on there. So we sew the armhole sleeve. This is what's different from a lot of dressmaking. We're going to sew the armhole sleeve before we sew the side seam.
Right.
Okay. So when that's stitched, that's going to be like that.
Okay.
So
we've got 15 minutes. There's no rush, so you're fine. I have to do the menu.
Yeah, we could do another dress.
If you like.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, let's do the slouchy cardigan.
It's 3 hours, not 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So can you see how I'm starting a good sort of 0.5 centimetre away from that edge?
Can we get... oh, right, yeah.
And the reason for that is if I start right on the edge, and I actually do this whenever I sew a seam, the chances are I might suck the fabric in, especially
Well, that happens
with a
when we're doing quilting. I
Yeah.
don't know if you... I've never done quilting before I came here, but
Yeah.
they start sewing the minute where the seam starts. And every time I try it, 1 out of 4 or 5, it goes and it goes down into the bobbin case.
Yeah, and this is just something that I've always done, and you kind of forget that you do it.
Yeah.
So again, it's 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. And I'm trying to not speed sew because you need to be respectful of the jersey.
Yeah. But anyway, it's also... There's no point in racing it. You're doing it because you're loving it. So it's not, mind you, I know a lot of Amanda Wyatt, who is one of our experts here. I cut the ribbon on her new shop a few months ago, and I stayed for the afternoon, and I met all the ladies that shop in her shop and everything. And one lady, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She bought this red fabric. I said, "What are you going to make?" So I'm going to make some trousers. I went, "Oh, that's nice. When you can do that?" And I'm going out in 3 hours. I'll be wearing them then. And it's like, oh, okay, speed sewer.
Yeah, that's how I started sewing. I used to make an outfit every weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was really small. I was really under height, and so I used to make clothes. And yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, Friday, what do I want to wear on Saturday?" Go down the local shop. They weren't great.
The thing is, if you go to some of these disposable, they're not particularly brilliant made, but you've got the look.
Yeah.
And also, it gave you a good grounding to then go away, because you learnt the basics of what shape, because lots of people can't see a garment flat like this, whereas if you've cut it out for yourself, then you know what shape it's going to look like. Right.
So that's my sleeve sewn on.
This is the neckline here, and that's the sleeve there.
Yeah. So we're now going to flip this in half at the shoulder seam.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter whether I start from the arm or the body, because we're going to stitch this seam all in one long continuous line.
Oh, okay, so you're going to go from here, from the cuff that you've already... Now, this is just with... All these are with normal needles. That's the only...
With a jersey,
jersey, so that's the only twin needle there, isn't it?
So, a little trick...
Oh, yeah.
Because you could press these flat, but sometimes if you're using an overlocker, what I do is I have it going... This is like quilting.
Yeah, nest them. Yeah.
I butt my seam together.
Yeah, because if you've got an overlocker, you just finish those off right down to with no seam allowance, wouldn't you?
So what I would say is it's probably a good idea to really concentrate, because we've done the cheeky hemming here.
Yes, that's got to match. There's nothing you can do about that if that doesn't match.
So if I'm coming from the hem, it might be a bit tricky. And again, you can see we've got notches. So this should all join together nicely. I'm only going to sew one side, is that right?
Oh, all right. Do you want to come back?
Only because I want to show you the facing.
Yeah, of course. You don't even have to sew it. You can just show us.
Okay.
Because you want to do the neck facing as well, don't you?
I'm going to show... I've got you a little example of the neck facing, because there's some nice...
So literally, you've pinned from the end of the arm here, end of the sleeve, and then literally that's the dolman sleeve going all the way down the side seam, down the side seam, down the seam, right the way to the hem. Yeah. And that's all done in one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then you do, obviously, both sides.
Say it again, sorry.
You do both sides of the dress.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Well...
Apparently you're getting loads and loads of messages. We're not reading them out. We don't want you to get
unless you're in Wales, and maybe you might leave one side open. I'm sorry if you're Welsh.
Yes, exactly.
I can say that, I'm Welsh.
Yes, exactly. Well, when you said earlier, when I go out on a Friday night, I was going to say, oh, did you wear one of the little skirts with lace and the tall hats? But I thought, can't say that first day here.
So here, where I've got these folded edges that I want to really focus on, I am again going to start slightly away from that edge.
You've started in.
Yeah. And sometimes what I might do is stitch a couple of stitches. This is like when we used to sew before they invented the reverse button.
Oh, yes, yeah. Blimey, you're quite old if you haven't had a reverse button. Even my sister Rossman had a reverse button.
I learned on a Singer when I was at home. Yeah, because they're good for kids because you can't really hurt yourself. And then I can really see that I've lined up that folded edge.
Oh, that's a good little tip there, yeah.
So again, not speed sewing.
Have you still got the little zigzag stitch going then? Have you still got the little zigzag?
I'm sewing the whole thing so that if there's any stretch in the fabric, my seam doesn't pop.
Yeah.
And then
there are some machines though that do stretch stitch,
yeah.
Like the 680 and the 730, you've got stretch stitches.
Yeah, I think if you've got it, this machine doesn't, and my teaching machines don't, you can use what's called a lightning stitch, and that's pretty good for stretch.
That's right, that's it, yeah.
But this one doesn't have it. And not everyone's does, so I wanted to use a machine that was pretty basic.
Did you just tell me you have 4 minutes left? 6 minutes left, 6 minutes left.
Where did that 15 minutes go?
Yeah, no, it's just incredible how it just disappears when you're chattering away and not doing your sewing, isn't it?
It's because you threw in the bonus fabric,
the
Ponte. So please ignore my seam allowance, guys. I'm not really looking at it, I'm looking at John.
When I worked at the Mercury Theatre in Colchester, I had a great big banner on the wall saying, talk and sew, because you can do both at the same time.
Now, I actually, and you probably do too, I usually pin horizontally and sew over my pins, but it's not great for your machine. That's how you speed sew, on a deadline.
No, I do as well. Then I came here and everyone was like, no, you don't sew over your pins. I was like, OK, so have you ever sewn over your finger?
Yeah.
See, they don't say you're not a real seamstress until you've sewn over your finger.
And I got a bit of a needle in my lip.
What?
I was backstage and I was trying to fix a pair of trousers quickly before the actor went back on. And they were like moleskin and they'd been like rained on.
Yeah.
So I was really pushing it and it broke and it pinged up, but I couldn't stop.
No, isn't it stupid? It's only a play. And yet there you are bleeding profusely from your lip.
So I had to change the needle, go back down to the stage, put the actor in the trousers, and as he turned around, he went, "What happened to your face?" Because it all started swelling up.
Nice. You see, that's what I miss those days. Just don't pay any money, that's the problem.
So there you go, that's the side seam all done. Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's pretend I've done both.
Yes, exactly. So we'll just show the neck.
And then you've got those little facing pieces that we created.
Oh, yes, the ones to match the new pattern, the new neckline.
So this goes on here.
So now you've interfaced this.
I've interfaced this because what I don't want with this neckline, it's going slightly across grain here, and that's kind of stretchy. I don't want it getting longer and longer and distorted.
Yes.
So we really need to stabilise it.
So you've only stabilised the facing. You've not stabilised the actual frock at that point.
I have.
Oh, have you? Sorry. Oh no, I meant with you've got the stabiliser tape. But you haven't put this interfacing in the frock.
No,
but it's got stabiliser around the seam.
No. So we just sort of put this right sides together.
Yeah.
Stitch all the way around here, and so this is like a little mini version.
Yes, just the neckline.
And I would normally...
Don't go out wearing this, you'll get arrested.
I'd normally finish off. You don't really need to, but it looks a little bit scruffy, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So what's important to get a nice V, when I went around this point, I've put an anchor, so I knew exactly where to pivot. See that little bit of biro? And it won't turn nicely right side in unless I clip almost to the stitching but not through it, because otherwise it can't kind of bend into shape. So then I would turn this all the way inside, and I'm going to show you a little trick called understitching.
Right.
You know,
You've got 2 minutes, it's fine.
Okay. So I've done a little bit already, and what understitching does is it helps hold it all nicely inside.
Because what you don't want is you do understitching if you don't want a top. If it's a dress that will allow for a line of top stitching, you top stitch it because that's part of the design. But not on a jersey like this. You don't want to see the line of stitches around the neck.
And any kind of really high-end dressmaking, silk, crepe de chine, any of those kinds of things, I would never top stitch.
Well,
I would only top stitch a cotton, really, because So to understitch, I often do this before I trim, because then the seam allowance...
I agree, because if you trimmed, and then your seam allowance can all buckle underneath it, can't
and
it?
it kind of does like weird things. So I'm going to keep to the same stitch, and what I want when I'm understitching is that my facing and my seam allowance are going over to the right.
Yes.
And then...
So now you're still using the zigzaggy stitch?
Yeah.
But it's such a shallow zigzag stitch, it's not going to look like a satin stitch, is it?
No, and it's on the inside of the garment, so there we go. I've got a couple of seam junctions here that are a little bit chunky, so I'm holding the back just to guide that in. And this is where I might use my scissor trick or just to hold it. And you really want to make sure that this rolls over. So if you're not sure about doing understitching, on a cotton I could give this a press.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't really need to. You can do this with your hands. Nice bit of finger feels.
And then it just sits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how would you finish the edge of your facing?
I would probably overlock.
Yeah.
So that's going to come in there like this.
I'll just show that quickly.
So once you've done your understitching, that's when we can come in and give it a trim, because you've got a really nice, secure base.
And because the Ponte is not going to fray or anything, you can cut right up to the up to the stitches, can't you?
So that all gets trimmed around there, and then I would give this a little bit of a steam press just to hold my facing in. And on my facing, I would normally do this before I apply it. I'd either zigzag it or I'd overlock it.
Brilliant. I'm going to have to stop you.
Ta-da!
Fascinating. You're not very good at this job, are you, really? Don't know if she'll be back somehow, do you?
I shouldn't give up the day job,
No, she's a singer, really, you know. Thank you. It's been such a delight.
Me.
No, it's been brilliant. It's been fun. So lovely. She will be back. Don't you worry. She will be back. I'll make sure they book her right now.
I'm back on Good Friday.
What?
I'm back on Good Friday.
How do you know? We don't know what we're doing. I'm in on Good Friday.
Well, that's March the 30th.
Oh, I'm in. It's me. I think it's me. Any bank holiday or weekend, it's always me. Oh, so she's already been booked. I didn't know that. Right. The book. Now, it comes with the patterns. This is a fabulous book, but... Ooh, less than 20 left. There's less than 20 of these left now. You get this, and you get the panel of the little booklet of all the patterns as well. Oh, yes. Oh, now, can you introduce Hannah to this man? Because she wants this man as one of her boyfriends. Any of the men you've used in the book, she wants as a boyfriend. Or the man on the Stitch and Tear packet. Okay. I don't know him. No, but you must know them. Right, come on. Oh, she's happy now. Right, the purple Ponte Roma is nearly out of stock. I haven't got them. Did you put the marl? Right. Yeah, I haven't got the sample of the marl grey, but look it on the website, the marl greys, that's always very popular. That's the purple. Navy stripe is also very popular, which is this one. I can see that. I can see ladies who lunch wearing this.
It's my favourite, the stripe.
No, you have lunch. You eat 3 lunches, Hannah. You're not a lady who lunches. You're a lady who eats 3 lunches. Oh, she's got feelings. I do apologise. $3.99. She likes lunch. Right, then I'll go with the plains. Got the black plain, which would look gorgeous as well, wouldn't it, the black? Because you could use it for the daytime. And, you know, red carpet. You could wear it for the red carpet, couldn't you, as well? OK, we've got to go. Menu for tomorrow. Oh, it's me again. It's me again tomorrow. So what am I doing tomorrow? Embroidered table, match with Amanda White at 8 o'clock. Joe Carter's Toy Park. No, Joe's not in. It's just me on my own at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, isn't it? 10 o'clock, Amanda's tote bag. And then 11 o'clock, quilt kits and collections, which is why the Anna Maria Horner quilt has been hanging on the wall all night, because I've got that lovely box with it all in tomorrow. Don't forget, if you buy anything up until, I've got time to say this, up until midnight tonight, somebody will win afternoon tea. I'll be announcing the winner at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning on the show. All you have to do is buy something. You buy 1 thing, your name goes in once. If you buy 10 things, your name goes in 10 times. But it does finish at midnight tonight. So if you're watching at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, hard luck. Don't forget the So Special, the gorgeous Elna Press. It's a special bundle. We had the Elna Press plus the goodies that goes with it. There you go. That's today, Elna Special. I've got 2 Mother's Day specials tomorrow, so specials tomorrow, so don't miss out on that. Thanks ever so much for your company. Thank you to my guests, because they've been brilliant, haven't they? And I'll see you tomorrow morning. All you need to do, though, is check out your baskets. It's not yours until you check out. Thanks ever so much for your company. Bye.
Join Sewing Quarter at the Sewing for Pleasure show this March. From Thursday the 15th to Sunday the 18th, the NEC in Birmingham is transformed into fabric heaven, where you can enjoy sewing, quilting, patchwork, and dressmaking with the experts. Find the Sewing Quarter team on stand H06. And with the chance to meet our guest designers, as well as presenters Natasha and me, John, we'll have live demonstrations for you to enjoy, plus special show prices on exciting product. Snap up your tickets and bring a friend for free with our 2-for-1 ticket code,